Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will and today we are back and we are playing the Tricks of the Trade once again. And we're back with God knows what episode this is at this point because it's been fucking on a roll. But we know that only terrible things can happen now because the Ice Age is coming. And Josh is set to destroy the universe which he has created. Much like God in that way. So let's go around the cast and crew, figure out who we are, who we're playing today. Let's first of all introduce Josh. How you doing, Josh?
Good. I'm Josh. There you go. Intro done.
That's a good introduction.
We can move on with the show. I'm kind of Josh. I will be DMing. I didn't know who was coming tonight, and then I logged and I was like, oh, it's Shalom and Good Guy Pie. Fuck it. Kill everybody. So
burn the notes.
Unfortunately, yeah, exactly. Burn everything.
Burning evidence. Yeah, fantastic. Well, speaking of burning things, we've got Good Guy Pie back today. How's it going, Good Guy Pie?
I'm doing well. I was expecting Josh to have about that reaction when he saw my face. So, John Smith, he's gonna die sometime.
One day.
Yeah.
One day. Tell us a little bit about John Smith.
Oh well, John Smith, he's a noble who his father has literally paid everything for him. He sacrifices people and kidnaps people and renames them Sir Timothy. And I've kind of lost count of how many people he has murdered because of it.
Yeah, many have died by his blade or by his flame. Fantastic. We also have Shalom with us today. How's it going, Shalom?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm well, yeah, I'm well.
Excited to be here, thank you. I'm going to be playing Mirian, a half-elf bard that I stole very creatively from the dungeonmaster.com upload thing.
Nice.
And, so yeah, Mirian is a bard. She's going to rock your socks off is what she's going to do.
Oh yeah, 2 bards. There's going to be some competition. I like it.
It's going to be a play down.
Oh yes. And last but not least, we have Scraticus joining us today. How's it going, my friend?
Yeah, man, really good. I'm excited to be here too. I'll be playing Lord Dullax today, a dwarven barbarian folk hero.
Nice. Is that Lord Bellax or Lod?
Lord,
I like it.
Gold spelt wrong.
Nice. Fantastic. I myself, of course, will be playing Finbar, the bard, the most famous bard in all of the realms. Thank you very much, Baron. And Finbar is handsome, devilishly handsome man.
He's a twat.
He is a bit of a twat, though. Unfortunately, whilst he has beauty on the outside, he has no inner beauty whatsoever. He's a very ugly person. And was last seen running away from a scene of a crime, turning himself invisible and shouting "Nope" as he left. So Josh, remind us what happened last time.
Finbar running away, abandoning his party, turning invisible, and not doing anything to help. That takes me back. You remember the good old days, Will?
every single episode.
Yeah. Cool. So last episode, you guys, you flew on a dragon, which was pretty dope. Flew your way over to a dwarven stronghold that was long since abandoned by the dwarves. It was kind of a bit of a ruin, to be honest. They were restoring it as best they could, digging it out, but they've been turning it into a makeshift prison. They informed you that they'd had some prisoners get loose, loosey-goosey, baby, and that's how they got. And they scarpered, which is
industry
for
term.
running away.
Yeah,
industry term. They went. They did a runner, and you guys also did a runner, as you found that they hadn't actually scarpered. You found them in their cell, hiding in through a portal that they'd appropriated. Didn't seem to know much about it, and you have legged it with them, but kind of got separated as you rush back towards your dragon, and have returned back to the tortuous town, the long-suffering real port, which really, every time Finbar returns at this point, it's just a deep sigh.
Constant sighing.
Yeah, indeed. So on that incredible sigh, we're going to have to end the show because fuck that. Yeah, no. You return and you find. I nearly got rid of Good Guy. I should have stuck it out. So yeah, you guys return and miraculously on the back of a giant fucking dragon, which turns into a very sexy lady who sachets her way into what is essentially becoming a pole dancing expansion on the local bar, which is yet to be named. Yeah, it's all going on in Realport. But you guys come back in, and as you do, you find sort of like come in needing a drink.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a standoff going on in the bar. There are 6, maybe 7 men. They all look wild. They've got, twigs in their hair. They've got they're pretty scratched up. All of them look injured to a degree. All of them are wearing pretty crappy weapon, armed pretty badly, and their arm has definitely been knocked about. But they all seem to know how to handle a weapon, and they are all back to back in the circle of the tavern. And everyone in the tavern who's armed or has drawn a weapon, all the casters have sort of summoned energy, fireballs, electricity in their hands, and you walk in going to have a nice quiet drink to find the entire party is standing there amongst this crowd, but you've got closest to you some familiar faces, yeah, these guys literally, to clue in the people who aren't Finbar, so the useful people of the party, these guys walked in about 2.5 minutes ago. They walked in, they drew a lot of attention, they all looked a little shifty. One of them went up to the bar and ordered a drink. He had a heated exchange with Brian at the bar. Brian, who didn't rate, Brian just kind of goes, I don't, oh no.
A kobold,
doesn't
right?
really know what he said, but yeah, indeed. They a heated exchange, and it appeared to sort of kick off with 2 other guys who were sort of leaning at the bar having a drink, rounded on this one guy. A lot of people drew weapons, and then everyone else drew weapons, and now there's a bit of a standoff. But you walk in just in time to have one of the drunken guys at the bar holding what looks like a short sword outstretched. He's clinging to the bar for dear life. It looks like he's pretty drunk, and he says, fucking criminals. Fucking, don't just stand there, fucking arrest them.
Excuse me, gentlemen and
for
ladies.
Fuck's sake.
And I come in and I prestidigitate some sparks behind me.
No.
It is I, Finbar the Bard, and I have returned to you all, having once again saved another party. They'll be along shortly. What's going on here?
One of the newcomers, the one who's currently sort of squaring up to this guy is carrying a pair of rapiers. Both of them, neither of them match, but he looks like he knows how to use them. He's quite light on his feet, but he looks like a man who's just walked a marathon. Like he looks tired, his arms are sagging, but he holds them out sort of defensively, and he just says, "We don't want no trouble. We're just looking for food and safe passage. That's all."
Okay, but why is there a standoff going on here? Sir John.
Yes.
What do you make of all of this, being a true arbiter of justice?
The man hears Sir John's voice and just executes himself, because I was not ready for that in any way. Yes. Quite.
Yes.
Yes.
I think he took the right course of action.
Quite. Says, I've decided Sir John has got a friend now, and he's just, because I want to do that voice as much as possible. So, yes, quite, Sir John.
I'm just gonna start talking like that, I think, in normal life.
This is my new introduction. Hello. Encounter Josh, pleasure to meet you. I'm sure you've heard of me.
Oh, good lord, it's spreading, it's spreading.
Everyone roll me a con check or start talking like that.
So you're just here looking to hang out, but why is there some kind of standoff going on here? I'm confused.
One of the guys sort of in the middle, sort of like, he looks out a little wild-eyed, and he doesn't look like he particularly wants this fight, and the people sort of pointing weapons at him from like booths and tables and chairs don't particularly seem to want this fight. But it's just it sort of all happened very quickly, and now everyone's just standing there like, like lemons, apart from the two guys by the bar who are actually look like they might be looking for a fight. But one of them just says, "We're just looking for a ship. That's all we want. One ship, and we'll be out of your hair."
Well, there are ways to get ships. Hang on a moment. There's Sir John, but I need at least one. I need at least 2 more people to back me up here. You, and I point at Lord and Mirren.
Them.
You wanna, back me up on this one? Just help me take a stance which I have, no real knowledge of or reason to take.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, just stand up. Yeah.
This will make a great song.
I like the 2 of
Got
you.
your back.
Very good, very good.
Very straight thinking. You don't think for yourself. That's what we need in the world.
Exactly.
Mm.
So yes, we need less independent thinking, but first of all, we need independent bar freedom as well. So if you gentlemen would mind putting down your weapons, then we can see to getting you a ship.
They look at everyone else and just go. Most of them seem to sort of like hesitate, but a couple of them just point at their opposite numbers, who are just people who want it. Just people wanting to come in for a drink. And you know what? This isn't even the worst part. The worst part is Finbar's home. They could deal with this. You're the one who's ruining everything. But yeah, they look like they're not willing to do it before the other party. And everyone looks just sort of like sick of this, but at the same time, no one's going to put their weapons down without some serious persuading, because everyone feels like their life's in danger because everyone's drawing weapons like idiots.
Well, I get 2 nat 20s from Urban, just...
Okay.
Nice.
Not liking to say very much, but preferring a bit of action. Can I side with the hermits and just chuck a chair at the 2 guys trying to start a fight? Can I just take this up a level? Can I just escalate it very quickly?
Just bottles a guy for no reason.
This is good shit. I'm writing this down.
Okay.
Wait, are you some
So
kind
Lord-
of bard?
Would you like me to show you?
And you're a woman, too.
I'm going to whip out my little miniature guitar because can't take a big one on the road.
So, John,
And
it's
I'm going to start playing some fantastic
Shit, I
Spanish
get-
music that escalates the entire mood.
I get 2 nat 1s, not nat 20s. Fuck me.
I was literally in the middle of typing.
I've been
Damn it,
s-
Urban Lady! And
I've
then
been
realised,
streaming every second of my life.
Shut up. Just shut up.
Well, I'm reaching for the nearest thing that produces fire.
Produces fire.
So probably the gnome that's casting a fireball at this point in time.
Yeah, there was a gnome casting a fireball.
Great.
Just there. Hello. You actually pick it up.
Just that
and find
one
he's
guy, like, what the
actually
fuck are you
just
doing, man?
you pick him up thinking that he's actually a powerful caster. This is just a garden gnome that's got a lantern hanging from it. That's all it is. There you go. You pick that up and you're just like, ah. You've never really dealt with gnomes or common folk.
They all
have
look
you,
the
John?
same.
It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's like with all bar fights, there's like
It's like
people
them-
people like grab the table legs and there's that one fucking guy who just has a gun. You're like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like,
All
Could you-
poor
Yeah,
people.
exactly. They're all manufactured somewhere, made out of plastic. Don't blink. They're weird people. Stand around in my gardens looking for money. You hold this guy, and you've now got a garden gnome. But Lord just picks up a table. You sort of pick up the lid of the table, as the base of it is firmly bolted to the floor. You just have to like break the lid off, and you hear Brian just like, well, I bolted it to the floor for a reason. No, he's thrown it at someone. And the guy who just like it rolls like a I'm trying to think of a film. Is it Pirates of the Caribbean where they're all running around that ridiculous?
yes, Pirates 2, they do that, yeah.
Exactly, and it just rolls along and sort of does some damage, and the people sort of look a little bit confused. Everyone was expecting to be stabbed or set on fire. No one expected a table.
No one ever expects the table, do they?
No one, yeah, exactly. And they're sort of standing there, and one of them just looks at you, and like it's just missed him, and he looks to you and just goes, "You fucking bastard!" And I'm gonna ask you, what's your armor class?
By the way, Josh, you have 4 wild magic surges to throw at the party as you so desire.
Okay.
So my armor class, I've not actually rolled my stats yet. Should that be something I should do very quickly?
Yeah, quickly roll that up. Or you can standard array it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna guess a 19 probably hits you.
Yeah, that's...
What are you? You're a
Barbarian.
class? Barbarian. Yeah, probably gonna.
Unless you got plate armor on you.
1d. Oh god, I need to type in 1d20 plus 4. No, that's to hit, not damage. Steady on.
Chaos in the bar.
Mm-hmm. Oh damn, some solid. Right, you're gonna take 17 fire damage as he fucking launches a firebolt at you. And someone is going to retaliate, and in the middle of them, a wild magic sorcerer gets knocked over. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll for the crowd, because I want to see what happens when I roll for the entire crowd of people while I roll on a wild magic surge. So let's see.
No,
5, all 531. Okay.
We look these up?
Yeah. Go on.
Go on then.
Go on then, if you must, son.
535?
531.
31. 531. Target asserts that he'll die if he changes or cleans his clothes.
Oh dear.
Wait, no, 531. One sec, I did 5,031. I did an extra 0 in there. My bad. 531. We go back a couple. Here we go.
Here we go.
Could be the most unhygienic audience of all.
I can't wait for this.
531 reads, caster can survive one fall of up to 20 miles.
So
very long way to
this is what happens. This guy panics. He is, as I said, sort of a wild magic sorcerer. So he is just like, nope, there's a brawl breaking out, and I'm sort of the guy who's sandwiched in the middle as people on the outskirts are starting to exchange blows with people, and magic is streaming around, and he just thinks, nope. So you watch his what appears to be a halfling. He just sort of claps his arms to his side, looks up, and sort of smiles, gives a wink to someone standing next to him, and they're like, what are you doing? And he's just like, I'm out of here. And he fires up into the air, casting fly on himself, punches a hole through the tavern, and he just soars into the air. Little does he remember, if you go back a couple of episodes, you will remember that there are giant fucking jellyfish all over the sky. And he finds out very quickly that leaving by the air is not the best idea, as about 20 miles into the air, he is stung by a man-o'-war jellyfish the size of a small island, and falls. We're going to catch up with him in a couple of hours when he hits the floor.
He done been jellied.
He's the guy
Indeed.
from the beginning of Morrowind that lands.
Oh
And
my god, yes.
Yeah.
The levitation spell. I broke that game with spells like that. Spell, yeah. Oh, I love that. Did you ever get the spell of speed that was so brokenly powerful that the game couldn't handle it? So
The
you'd just
game
like
couldn't handle
you'd run, and then you'd realise like the game hadn't buffered like 4 miles back, and you were still like, oh,
You've
shit.
run through the game.
Into the Matrix. Into the Matrix, right? So, how does everyone react to the fact that Lord just started a bar fight?
Oh well, I say to Mirren, we'll talk about our body stuff later. And then
Do you say body or body?
Doesn't matter to me.
doesn't matter,
good.
Finbar either.
Okay.
He Finbar is immediately in love, and he goes to hit a man with a bottle on the head.
Okay,
Any man.
Just anyone. Just roll me a d20. You can add your strength or your dex. Either
All right, I've text too. Says +3, 20.
20. So yeah, Finbar's just like, we can talk about this later. Flicks a bottle up into the air and just bottles a man. You've no idea who this is. or
This
even
man
an
has no
insight.
idea who he is either now.
Well, the guy just you vaguely sure you hear him just go, "Oh, fucking Finbar," as he collapses to the floor, like immediately concussed.
You won't be.
Yeah.
Got him.
One guy next to you just like
Yeah. Then I hit him on the
and then
head.
he's immediately punched in the face by someone much larger than he is. And we're gonna Shalom. What
Yes.
exactly are you doing in the
Oh, I'm pulling out the mini guitar, and I am Spanish classical guitaring the hell out of a bardic inspiration for my, because I am, of course, Finbar's biggest fangirl. So,
Oh my god.
to Finbar,
No.
bardic
no.
inspiration.
Huzzah!
And I'm going to sing a song of his glory and greatness, and the fact that he is
This is so
a
unhealthy
bardic
for,
sex like one.
for
Okay, so
Finbar's
you're going to sing a
ego.
very, very short song.
He's a person.
Great. He's fucking awesome.
Finbar.
And
Thank you very much.
that's the end of my song.
Like everyone, like there's like a punch thrown, and this happens and that happens, and through it all, we just hear these sexy Spanish Latina sort of inspired.
I like it.
Strings being played, and sort of like people like.
This is
pause
so
for a
me.
moment. People pause for a moment, and then like somewhere in the back, you just see a real a guy just roll up his sleeves, just. And everything kicks off as Finbar plays over and over again. John Smith, you ever been in a bar fight before, mate?
No.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on? He's like fucking peasants.
Peasants. As he's scouting out for someone who is under 4 foot to kidnap and turn into Timothy.
You're pretty sure you saw one for a split second fire through the ceiling.
I'll have that one later. You will be Timothy.
Just running around with a basket, like, I'll get him.
You will be the 18th.
You watch as chaos kicks off. You do see that there is a particularly aggressive looking halfling, shaved head, lots of tattoos, wearing what looks to be sort of like how you'd view it in modern day as like a mechanic's overalls, heavy duty. He's probably a fisherman or something like that. And true to nature, he has a big fucking what do you call them? Almost like an anchor, like a small anchor with the 3 hooked prongs, which he's just got with a rope attached, and he is just pummeling people in the legs. Quite aggressively. This guy does appear to be with the party that arrived recently, not the locals. He's beaten the crap out of some people. How does John Smith approach said man?
Hello. Do you like money?
Do I like money? Of course I like money. He says, just smashing some guy's teeth out. What do you
Good.
ask?
Do you like money enough to change your name and come on an adventure?
Have you got money?
To change your name.
Yes.
Cool. You are now being mugged. Just going to mug you.
Also, George, Irvin says some major tavern wishes to end this bar fight and summons a lightning elemental.
That will end a bar fight, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I know what'll solve this problem.
No, I think it'll just change the bar fight a little bit.
Yeah.
Does a 17 hit John Smith?
I think it does.
Okay, you are hit in the face by what looks like a ship's anchor, a very small ship's anchor. Definitely a makeshift weapon. Luckily, he doesn't stab you with it. He just hits you with the actual weight of it. It's gonna probably hurt. This guy is a little tough.
+6
Oh
tough.
god! I rolled a 1d20. I rolled terribly, but I rolled.
Can I take that one anyway?
Where are you? There we go. Is 9. You take 9 bludgeoning damage as he hits you, and give me a strength save because he's going to try and knock you to the floor.
Alright.
I imagine John Smith being a very strong. No,
No.
he collapses. He collapses under this, and you have a halfling sort of like mount you now, standing on your chest. He grabs you. He grabs you by the scruff of your flamboyant lapel, getting his hand lost in the ruffles of your ridiculous coat. Just holds his finger above your head and just says, "Give me the fucking money, or I'll carve your face open." I'm going to leave that there for a moment. Lord, you've started a bar fight.
I have. I'm very happy with myself.
Good.
Took Scrap 2 fucking seconds.
I'd love to say this was. I'd love to say this was a life ambition that I really had to work at it, but not really.
So I'm going to be using the chaos to be minesweeping unattended drinks and just punching the odd person as I go along. Right.
Okay. Roll me. You can roll me a d20 plus either your strength or your dex, whichever one works for you, and also give me a con check. Con save, sorry.
How do I do con save? Sorry.
You need a /R space in front of that 1d20 plus 6, and your con save will be 1d20, same again, but whatever your con save mod is. There we go, 21. Nice. Damn. Good damn.
Damn.
And again for the cons check, sorry.
Yeah. As Lord is starting to wreck house, 1 to 21. It's pretty tasty. These guys are caught up in a bar fight. A 1d60. You ambitious man. I applaud you.
Yeah, I just do a classic. For
damn it.
That's cool. It's cool. I was going to say, what kind of an alcohol? This is against alcohol. If you rolled a 48 on your concept, you need help. A 20. Damn. Okay, so yeah, basically we watch as Lord sort of like sees the bar fight, smiles to himself, reaches over for a bottle, and realizes there's a man holding the bottle. Who sort of they pick it up at the same time. Lord sees him, he sees Lord, the guy goes for a weapon, and Lord just sort of wrenches the bottle free, hits him on the base of the head. The guy just sort of rolls his eyes back in his head, collapses on the floor, and Lord begins to drink, ducking, weaving, tripping the occasional person in and just clotheslining them as he makes his way to the bar, looking for more drinks, sort of skirting around the chaos and just every now and again choke slamming someone whilst relieving them of their beverage. So Lord's having a blast. This is the best.
Perfect. I couldn't have asked for more.
And there's a sort of a moment where everyone will hear like this whistling sort of sound, and suddenly something is going to impact in the center of the room, and it blows like the people around it aside, and there is now sort of a clearing in the center, maybe 20 foot across. Anyone who's standing there looks dazed. There are a couple of fights still going on, people haven't realized, but in the middle of all of them is a halfling attached by what looks like a gossamer thread, like this really long translucent cord or something that runs up through the hole in the ceiling, the now larger hole is at the edge, and he just sort of looks around, like pats himself down. He's like, I'm alive. I don't believe it. I'm actually alive. And then he becomes entirely the lightest thing you've ever seen, as this man becomes a human light bulb, being still attached to this giant jellyfish, and blows up, leaving behind a very small, screaming, confused baby lightning elemental, it would seem. And the explosion kicks outwards, and I'm going to need everyone to give me a dex save, please.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
18.
18. Wonderful. Okay.
11.
11. Okay.
John Smith is great.
I'm distracted by Finbar's beauty to save
It's a common problem.
Yes.
Okay, now usually it would be Finbar who manages to save, but as it's close between you and Lod, I'm just going to give you a nat 1 because fuck you, Finbar. And,
Hey, there it is.
So everyone apart from Lod, who is just ducking and weaving and manages to sort of pirouette whilst cleaning an entire load of shots into his hand, sort of like holding them in his arm and sort of tipping his head back so far that his headphones fall off and he loses track of what the fuck is going on for a brief second. And nothing but professionalism here at Encounter Roleplay. And yeah, you watch as everyone around you is electrified, John. No, not John.
No, John is more like.
And then you were electrified also, John, and it's only Lot that's actually okay.
Oh, good things.
Everyone other than Lot, give me a wild magic surge. D10,000.
Holy moly.
Because
Oh.
D
10,000. So it's
10,000.
it
But that was
is.
except me, right? Except Lord.
Except you. Lord makes it to the
Fantastic.
bar, and Brian is just like, another one, Lord. He's just given up. Like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, just
9,000.
went up all. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, 9,031 I rolled is divination magic is impossible for 1d4 days. Honestly, this never happens. My
You know
divination,
nothing.
my divination magic is almost always fully functional. Very. 241. Was this good guy pie?
No.
That's me.
That's
It's Mirren.
Any magic currently affecting the caster is suppressed until dawn.
Okay.
So maybe the elemental.
Okay.
I don't know. And then good guy pie, you rolled 39222 is when next struck by magic, caster disgorges 1d4 pounds of gravel.
You know, I've got a perfect thing. So, John Smith
your pants.
is electrified as sort of like there's a halfling on top of you who just lights up like a fairy for a moment, and he's just sort of twitching and sort of pauses, and the lightning abates. Everyone sort of pauses, apart from Lod, who's just leaning against the bar, and Brian's just pouring him a drink, just like, you know, that's actually quite impressive. It's been a while since I've seen someone. No, it hasn't actually. No, it hasn't. I've never had a normal day at work. I don't actually work here, so maybe
Stop
that's
talking, Brian! Start serving.
And suddenly the poor halfling on top of you rolls to the side, entirely fried, and you're not sure if he's died. But besides that, you may have lied. How many other ides can I get in there? As you find that that didn't really work. As you find, sort of checking yourself over, making sure that you know all your gold is still in place. Yeah, your gold has been sort of melted, and it's sort of blackened, and it just resembles like a lumps of rock. It's sort of like burnt and.
What is this? Is this for peasants paying? Is this peasant money?
That's not normal.
I'll buy it.
You should get that checked out immediately.
Oh, it's all lumpy. Mine looks like that as well.
Oh God, Brian, no.
Can I buy?
Let me show you.
Not again, Brian. Never again.
Oh, children, cover your eyes. Oh.
Brian,
No.
Brian's on a list.
Brian doesn't know.
They're
Brian
on a
can't
register,
read.
Brian, remember?
Brian can't read. Brian has no idea what a register is. No, he's just like, oh yeah, I mean that'll get you this bottle here, and he just picks a random bottle off the shelf and puts it there, and you go, I'll trade you.
All right. Yeah, have peasant money.
He takes it and just, oh my, and slams it down on the desk on the bar, and he sort of, yeah, that broke all my fingers, right?
That's
Someone
what you
else
get for
better.
being a peasant.
Oh yeah, actually, usually I lose my fingers. I'm going up in the world.
Don't let it go to your head.
That's not how that works, Brian. Simply not how that works.
Oh, okay, whatever you say, Mr. Fancy Five Fingers. Or... So,
What was that about losing fingers?
I can't remember. That was a long time ago. Haven't seen you in ages, John.
Yes, I've been on many adventures. A lot of
Oh,
people.
fantastic. Do tell me all about them. Not now, though.
Don't talk to this man any longer. They say in between stabbing people with bottles.
Everyone's kind of stopped fighting. Finbar is
I've
just...
got to stop stabbing people now. It's not acceptable. Okay.
It's just like, come on, guys. No.
I turn there's one guy on the floor who's like almost dead, but crying, like kind of lay out some muffled screams. So I just
Half of them aren't dead. They're just unconscious.
I just silence him. All right then, I start playing a little ditty on my guitar. Right. Well, that was strange. Glad that's all sorted out now.
So
Isn't there, like-
who's alive? What happened to the Outlanders and that? What's the outcome of this fight?
There's just fucking chaos everywhere. People are strewn all
Brilliant.
over the place. Like it's like a bomb went off in the center of the room, but there's been no debris. It's just people thrown over bars and stuff. And like
I will
There is
listen,
a guy-
Outlander, but make it quick.
There is a guy on the shelf where Brian was sort of getting drinks from, and he's now just lying on a shelf, snoring loudly and drooling. It's been a interesting.
I think proper introductions are in order.
2 minutes.
I am Finbar the Bard. And this is Sir John Smith, a compatriot of
No,
mine.
it's Jahan Smith. Mm.
Right, yes, Sir Johannes.
Jahan.
Jahan.
You,
Sir Jahan Smith. Who might you be?
I am
I'm
Lord
Brian.
Helax.
Shut up, Brian.
Okay.
Can I just throw a bit of drink at Brian and then just like take a drink as well? Be like, I am Lord Helax.
Brian starts licking it off the bar. It's like, this is good.
Why
I
are you
got a
so
splinter. I got a splinter.
why are you
And it's
so
got- and
weird,
Brian-
Brian?
Brian can no longer talk as he has a giant splinter for his tongue.
oh, thank God.
Lord Helax, a pleasure to meet you, and milady. And I do a very eloquent sort of bow.
My name is Mirren. I am Finbar's greatest fan. I have written, performed, and executed 3 full albums dedicated to his greatness.
Where you
Are you? That's me. Do you mean me, Finbar?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, I've read the sheet music.
Yeah.
Finbar!
Wow.
Finbar!
Yes.
Finbar!
Yes.
My personal favorite. Finbar! 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 He exists.
That's a good one. I've heard that. That was you. Well, a pleasure to
yes.
meet you. Greatest fan. Mirren. Well, I had no idea that my greatest fan
Well,
would
I'm
be.
here to join the band.
Oh yes.
Hi.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, right, she's
The-
here to join the band.
The band.
Shut up, Brian. Oh.
The band. Yes. No. Yes. We could definitely.
I can definitely be one of your backup singers.
Well, there's an audition, very rigorous,
Mm.
and audition
I think
process.
you mean
I can do gymnastics.
Yeah.
Finbar's,
And I'm just gonna leap up onto the bar and like proceed to do like some flips and twirls and stuff on the bar.
mhm.
Just 'cause
Cousin,
of my-
there's outside for the reasons.
This is-
You don't just put your feet on the
You-
bar.
Don't please. This is excellent.
Johan, you sound ridiculous, okay?
This Mirren, this is very flexible. This is very promising for the band audition. Good. Wow. Good. Okay.
Am I in? Or-
We'll talk about the audition soon.
Are you?
Okay,
Are
like
you guys-
in a few minutes or
Sure.
okay.
Okay.
Yes, I'm in.
So, Brian.
I think I have a concussion.
Brian, how you alive? When did these Outlanders get here, Brian?
They came a few minutes ago.
Where
Just
did-
sort of walked in.
Where did they come from?
Well, they came from outside.
But they're Outlanders, Brian. They can't be from here.
No,
They're from
no.
out of these lands. Are they
No,
from an
yes.
island, Brian? Because if you remember correctly, we are looking for an island.
No, they said they come here from that way. He says, which ways?
I hate you, Brian.
Never,
I'm gonna bring up one of the
Never-
Outlanders. That's kind of.
never eat salty wenches.
I pick up one of the
West.
Outlanders. You,
The west.
the West, Brian. Really?
Yeah.
Right. Listen, you. Where did you come from?
Yes.
Probably trying to steal our jobs.
I think they are
Uh,
coming in.
I came from west. From West Holt.
From West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yes.
They
I'm
got-
gonna start writing this down.
People, they started causing trouble.
Right.
You were up to no good?
I firmly maintain that I only got in one little fight.
Well, it was this one here, I suppose. Listen, why did you come here? You were looking for a boat. Why were you
The
leaving?
ship,
Yeah, sure. Ship boat.
because the world is ending.
No.
Do you know where the island is?
Island.
We're looking for an
Heading for the
island
continent.
continent. Okay,
The
well,
other
we...
continent.
Right. I can't go back there.
I am barred.
I have been banned from 17 states in that land. Okay.
That's on my second album.
They call me Finbar the Bard. And that is because I am barred from entire continent.
Yeah, he thinks, okay, right, gotta think. World is ending, Outlanders, save the party. Do I have the map? I check myself to see if I have a map.
You're looking for a map.
Looking for a map.
Oh, not more of you idiots.
Which idiots? You mean poor people? Yes, I deal with a lot.
Him.
Him?
I thought he sounded familiar.
Who? He's Finbar. Everyone's heard of him. Everyone hates him. We just stand him now.
thought it
Right.
was-
Have we met before? I've met a lot of people. A lot of
I
people know
thought it
me.
was. No, you. I thought you called yourself Phineas.
Oh, no, Finbar.
We met maybe a few weeks ago when I was leaving Westholt when the snow hit.
Does Finbar have any recollection of this?
No.
Phineas. Why is that name familiar to Will? Or is it not?
I don't know.
Okay. Is that a mad guy? Was that the mad guy, Phineas?
Well, you've never met this person. Don't make this more complicated than it needs to be. Just shut up.
Confused. Okay,
Finbar,
okay.
have you seen this man?
No, okay, tell me more about this Phineas chap. It's not me.
No, well, he looked like you, and he
Okay.
dressed like you. And
Oh.
He played an instrument.
Hang on a minute. Someone's
Like
pretending
him.
to be me.
That's identity theft. That is a
Said he-
major
He said he was the
crime.
greatest bard in the world, and he was looking for a map.
That sounds like me.
And he sounded like you, and he
Where
looked
did he
like
find the map?
I don't know.
I'm gonna pour this guy a drink and see if he makes any more sense after this.
He takes the drink. He gets a massive electric shock of something, like a static shock. And he sits there and he drinks and shakily, and he says, I don't know. Phineas is, I don't know, he's just a guy who rocked up in town as we were all evacuating. He said he was there looking for a map.
In
So
the
there was
west.
a
The
bunch of
west.
weird-
How far west?
We've been traveling for weeks. Haven't really had a chance to stop.
Right.
Finbar, you have competition. We must kill this man.
I love
No,
you.
we don't call it killing. We
Did it?
call it purging.
I didn't say that out loud, did I? No.
You did say what? I heard nothing.
The purging is a much more eloquent word for when you want to kill someone you really dislike.
Yes.
Let me take this down.
Yes, I completely agree. Right, so we need to get to this man. I, however, being a powerful and impressive man, do know a dragon and might be able to take us there.
You know a dragon?
It just so happens that I do. He is
Big and blue.
big and blue. That's right. It's in it?
Yes. You arrived on it.
It's a giant bloody dragon, Finbar. It would be impossible to miss it unless you...
Finbar, one thing you will remember is your dragon is very much red.
Hang on, my dragon is red.
That's what he said.
Fucking spoon feed you here, Will.
Listen, I am busy trying to impress a lady here, and I have been hit over the head with a bottle.
Is that Finbar speaking or Will? I'm very confused.
I think I have both.
I am
Yeah.
Finbar. I've become him. I've become the game.
You've absorbed. We don't call it. We call it merging.
Merging, yes.
Right, just informed me. So yeah, you realize this guy is this guy. I mean, it's definitely not you he's talking about, but I mean, it sounds like you. But he looks like he doesn't look like he's lying. He looks like he's confused as to why you're lying. Just says, look, I don't know what your game is, Phineas or Finbar, whatever you're calling yourself, but we want to leave this land. So whatever, if you've got a blue dragon or a red dragon or a fucking rainbow-colored dragon, I don't care.
I would like to see one of those.
Is we need to go east.
All right, you go
Far
east, but
as we can.
we don't care about you. We need to get on the dragon and find this man because he has, he's
He looks like you.
he looks like me, and he's
It's all
saying that
about
he's
you,
me.
isn't it, Finbar?
That is
never
right.
about me. It's never me.
No.
It's always about you.
Yes.
Shut up, Jahan.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, Jehovah.
Finn. I'm just gonna call you Finn.
Yeah.
Finn.
Sure.
If
Not my
I
name,
give
but-
you a map,
Yes.
not the map, but a map
Right.
that leads to Westholt,
Yeah.
where I last saw you, will that get you to fuck off?
Yes. Yes, it
He
will.
hands you a very tattered, very worn map on leather, and he just there.
Good. All right. Now.
yours.
Yes, stay down, stay dead. I go back to the group and say, right, time for us to go to the dragon. Now, couple of things to note. Point at Mirren. We're gonna have to do the audition later because this is pretty pressing. But think of this
but
as
let me play you out here. Let me play you out.
Good idea. And I start walking out.
What?
Give me a performance.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
And I saute away.
Sachet.
Yeah.
You saute. I saute.
Finbar sautés. He sautés as he goes. He's got a pan. He's sautéing in it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Finbar walks erratically.
The
It's hard
bar.
to match the music to those hips.
All right.
My hips
Yes.
don't lie,
They don't.
but my
Finbar
hips do
does.
fry.
They're very erratic hips.
Only on this part of Finbar is indeed his hips. You managed to.
I'm gonna go to the pole dancing club.
Yeah, you managed to make it to the pole dancing club, relatively unscathed.
I also love it when art imitates life. You know?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
indeed.
beautiful.
And as you walk in, it's relatively busy in here, but most people look like they're just cooling down for the evening.
Finbar gets this light bulb above his head. You know, we could do a bit of the audition now.
All right.
Don't you have an identity thief to track?
Yes, we do, but we can multitask, you see. So, you see that pole there with the dragon lady dancing on it?
I do.
Well, why don't you show off your acrobatic talent? It's a very important part of the Finbards.
All right. I'll do it. Okay, so I'm
Great.
gonna run to the pool. I'm gonna run.
And
over to
I
this
go,
pool.
John, Lod, what are you guys drinking?
Wait,
So can I acrobatics the crap out of this thing?
There's currently a woman by the pole wearing a Jessica Rabbit red dress with long blonde flowing hair, and
you've got some business.
raises an eyebrow, takes a step back, Let's see what you've got.
All right, I'm going to give her a graceful bow, and then I'm going to give my best pole performance ever, because I'm gonna roll the crap out of this thing.
I'll have that thing that says memory eraser so I can forget the next minute and a half.
Trust me, you do not want to forget this moment, Sir John.
I didn't imagine I'd be doing any pole dancing today, but here we are.
I disagree.
You never know with Fimba.
You never know.
Every
Things
day
don't
is
always-
another exciting
Your
adventure.
D&D career doesn't always quite pan out the way you think it would.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh shit! It doesn't like me today.
I mean, it,
Okay. No, I lost.
I lost. I lost the pole.
yeah,
I'm feeling very disappointed in my performance right now.
yeah. She, you give an okay performance. You give a good beginner's performance. You know the basics, but it's
Finbar, give me another chance, man. Give me another chance.
What you're saying is, Josh, that the Finbar's mind, that we can work with this.
yeah.
Okay.
I just need another chance.
I will, yes.
Potential stroke desperate. Wonderful. Take.
Probably does write something like that down in his mind's list.
No one knows where Finbar just produced a clipboard from.
You misspelled it. It's a P-O-T-E-I. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Quite.
That's I say, you know, we'll work on this. There'll be another chance.
Okay.
And let's talk to this dragon lady.
All right. Let's
Hey,
go.
Oh yes, we came for that thing. That one. How do we find a dragon person?
There is a woman in red who, not quite as flamboyantly. She comes over. The floor is uneven, where unfortunately a very large sailor man ripped the pole out, and she's still getting the place leveled. So she graciously walks over, doing a little twirl along the way, and she gives a short curtsy, showing plenty of leg, and she smiles and says, "You're looking for me, Finbar, again."
Why, yes, I was.
Good.
I look into the middle distance.
Yes.
I'm playing the Spanish guitar in the background. So
Diddly.
totally makes a scene. Yes, I came looking for you again, like you knew I always would.
And then there's like we cut there, and then we're gonna fade to now you're all sitting in a booth, because otherwise Finbar will just make a name conversation and fuck everything up. So now you're sitting in a booth, and she says, "So now that's all out of the way, what is it that you want?"
Right. Sorry, I got.
World domination.
I am in love. I didn't say that out loud, did I? No. I am in need, is what I actually said, of a ride to a place in the west, please. Thank you.
Not sure I follow. Is that a euphemism, like the West? I know the South.
No, a million times no. No, what I actually mean is the actual West. Insofar as there is a guy who is pretending to be me, called Phineas, who's looking for a map, and there is a dragon that is blue, who is pretending to be you. They're like budget us.
She
Not that there is
purses
a
her
us.
lips. And she doesn't look particularly impressed or happy about that.
I mean, neither.
She looked like she was enjoying it up until you mentioned another dragon, a blue dragon, and
That would.
very, very sort of tightly she says, "Impersonating me."
Some tried to tell us that
But
she might even
aren't-
be prettier. And I
Aren't
just
you
don't believe it.
How can you impersonate different colors?
She goes from being a person to a dragon in the middle of a room that cannot fit a dragon, and she breaks the entire room. She takes the roof off, the black wall off,
Good
and
God.
there is now a fucking huge red dragon in front of you, and she just snorts at you a short gout of flame. Get on.
You know,
See, no, I wasn't expecting this. I'm running. I'm like.
I grab Lod.
What's going on here?
Like, don't leave me!
I grab Lod. It's like I grab Lod, who grabs John Smith. And we get on, and I say, you know, I used to really love dangerous women, but after a while, you realize, you know, could you just stop breaking all of the rules?
You realize your insurance bill is
at an all-time high premium. It really is a killer.
This is why you always ring your father before dating the crazies. And by ring, you use those magical orb things that people have, and then I broke it, and now I've lost contact with my father. Now,
she turns her head, even though you're on her back, round to face you, and just licks her teeth, which are surprisingly clean, considering she's a fucking dragon.
do you
she
stand?
looks directly in Jahan Smith's face and says, "Crazy. Did you just refer to me as crazy?"
Shut up, Jahan.
Shut up, you. In the noble house, the crazy is a great respectable word. My father is crazy, my mother is crazy. In fact, we ruled a whole part of a country as crazies.
That's wonderful. You'd have to be crazy to get on a dragon's back with nothing to fasten you in place.
I'm already on.
I could roll
Oh.
at any point, and she takes flight.
Lord,
Now that I've warmed to the dragon, I'm actually impressed. She destroyed that bar quicker than I destroyed any bar. That was you know.
It's like running your hand carefully for her.
At the mod record.
Lord,
She's
hold
so
me.
pretty.
I feel like I
Oh,
might
girl, you
die.
fine. I like your scales, girl.
Mm.
Brian. So the
What
last
are you
thing
doing
see
later?
at the bar is Brian. Oh yeah, Brian goes to the door to check if anyone wants drinks, and opens the door and realizes there's no room there anymore. The pole is still in place, sticks out of sort of like the tiny bit of stage and stuff. And he just right. It's a good job I don't actually own this bar. I work here. Oh, I don't work here. This is not my problem. And he walks off.
Someone just left it to me, and I just went and looked around his apartment.
Yeah.
But Brian's voice changed.
The splinters come out now, but he just sounds slightly like a complete arsehole. And yeah, you guys are going to spend a few hours flying quite fast enough that no conversation can happen. All you can do is clutch each other desperately as it gets fucking cold.
I do so. I clutch.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes,
Oh buddy.
all the
Jesus.
clutching.
I'm not wearing much either. This is gonna be chilly.
Yeah, you're going along, and it's not long before Lod starts to contemplate. You know, dragon's hide is tough, but I mean, you're pretty sure you could cut through that hide with how hard your nipples are right now. Thought comes to your mind.
As I'm behind mirrors. Don't mind that. That's just my incredibly hard nipples.
I don't mind at all.
I've just got
Right.
a rope and I've tied myself to like the nearest person. So if I go, they go.
Okay. You guys realize that the ground beneath you, the land beneath you, has quickly become a sort of a winterland, which you're pretty sure it wasn't this snowy last time you went out. And immediately, sort of like snow is sort of like you are going through clouds that are in the middle of snowing, that are gathering over the continent. It looks quite dark, even though it's it's maybe 11 o'clock in the morning. And soaring through, you get absolutely drenched, completely soaked, because she's just going straight through these clouds. And finally, she comes to sort of like a slow circling hover. Sort of hovering over this space, and beneath you there appear to be 3 small settlements. They're linked by clearings. You'd imagine there's probably roads, but everything's been snowed on really heavily here, and they're not much more than villages or hamlets or something like that, but they all seem to be connected, almost like an arrow pointing back towards your home. And as if you imagine a triangle pointing in that direction, there is one larger road that leads off of them from the center, and it stretches back further west, and it seems to link to a large township of some sort with walls and everything. But beneath you, marked on the map, the first settlement is called West Holt.
That must be the one. Because it's the same name as the guy that said that before.
It might possibly be Finbar.
Right.
You're a genius.
No, he's just captain of
Let's find fire.
A captain in
fire.
some places.
I'm cold.
Oh, do you want some fire? As he's like pulling out some oils and a tinder box.
I point to the dragon. Land there down Westfold. Or Westhold.
She goes into a nosedive, like full on free fall.
Oh, my nipples!
And you are going to die here. Like that's
We are going to die now.
Except for that 20-mile fall thing.
Yeah. If you had the halfling with you, he could survive. As John salutes as he is sick. Just
God save our gracious me. God save our gracious me.
Gracious man. And suddenly her wings shoot out on either side and she banks hard. She pulls up, like the G-force pulls your face back in fantastic ways, and she comes screaming to a halt, throwing you guys almost off of her back, desperately holding on in the snow. And as she's hovering there, and you're looking down at like the snow, and there's like there's a couple of very bizarre looking buildings. I mean, it's a very small looking place. It looks bigger on the map, and all of them look almost like teepees or tents made of stone. It's very strangely laid out. She's hovering above it, just keeping in the air a couple of feet off the ground, and she doesn't seem to. She's just sort of like gazing around, and she says, "I can't smell any of your kind here."
And they're gone? Abandoned?
It would seem.
Well, that makes sense, I suppose, because I did say they were becoming immigrants. Bloody immigrants.
Taking our jobs, taking our money, living off the money that the other people pay for, that us rich people pay for. Can you believe it?
Yes. Exactly. That's exactly how that works. Putting nothing back in, either. Not even enriching our economy with skills that we don't have.
Yes.
Not even doing the jobs we're unwilling to do. The bastard.
I wonder if this place has any poles.
I think we should look for some.
Yes, to make fire. That's a good idea.
Yes, fire.
Just set fire to yourself. It'll keep you warm.
This is all true, all of it.
Well,
The dragon.
do you think you could pick up the scent of another dragon?
If she was here, I'd have torn her throat out by now. There's something, but it's faint.
Maybe
It passed for a long time ago, or it's underground, maybe.
underground. Well, perhaps we should do a search to see if there's any underground areas around here.
Oh, you say these things are made of stone, right? I'll go and check out the history of them.
That's a good idea. Joan and Lod, why don't you guys split up and go look at some stone, and Mirror and I will go looking this way for some poles or some whatever we find, really.
Yeah.
Can we at least take the dragon with us? The wonderfully intelligent dragon.
She
Yeah, gonna like pat her affectionately. Just
she sort of turns her head back as she's still hovering in place, and she this huge forked tongue comes out, and just the tip brushes up John's side, leaving behind uncomfortably hot, wet, slightly slimy goop up one side, and having tasted you, she seems to bare her teeth, maybe a smile, maybe a grimace, you're not sure. She says, "Flattery? Well, at least you're trying."
I'm good at it sometimes.
get off.
Well, I'll be going now, you wonderful creature.
You guys are dismounting. Who's dismounting first? Lod, are you going looking at these buildings?
Yeah. How do I roll with advantage for that?
Well, first of all, Lod goes to step off the dragon, puts his foot down on the snow, and Lod vanishes entirely. Lod,
Oh god.
you step on like the floor, and you fall maybe 10 feet,
Okay.
and now you're
Nice.
sort of like buried in snow.
Timothy, are you okay?
You're
I
absolutely fine. I mean, you just loads of compacted snow takes the.
I might be blind.
It might
Yeah.
be blind.
I'm glad. I can't see. I can't see.
Everything's fine.
Can we like burn down all this snow or melt it?
She says, "Well, I could, but I might kill that one,
Oh,
the
that's
affectionate one."
oh, we better get him. As like he just like grabs some rope and just slowly starts dropping it down into the hole. Or as it
Yeah.
like
You guys, as you reassess the situation, you are actually looking at building tops. They're not stone tents or anything like that, and you can't see any walls because it's all buried under at least 10 foot of snow. This entire place, I mean, they said they left a couple of weeks ago. It's summer.
Right.
something tells me the end of the world is coming.
She sort of waits for John to throw down a rope to Lod, and I'm presuming Lod, doing almost entirely all of the work, manages to hoist himself out, and she gains a little altitude, and a huge gout of fire kicks up, and she just sort of roughly traces where she reckons the outline of it. Two buildings just are gone. They just get hit by fire like you would, and they're gone. They don't stand a chance. But she breathes this huge gout of fire in a large arc, and there is like what looks to be section of completely burnt to a cinder wall that looked like almost like a palisade, nothing too fancy, and two guard posts either side of what was probably just a gate before she got here. But there is snow everywhere. There are a few buildings that are half exposed, sort of like, they're sort of like half stuck in the snow, as if they're like preserved mammoths. Yeah, it's fucking deep, and it's everywhere, and it looks like it's got into some of the buildings as well. And she finally comes to a land. She lands in this no clearing, and you guys can disembark.
Brilliant, yeah. Going straight up to all that burning wood and just like,
This is why you invest in coats, people.
We'll go
Cool.
this way to look. I think this way's a good way.
All right, let's go.
I guess we'll find whatever happened to this other dragon.
If
Why do you?
we split up, we'll find it twice as fast.
Sure. Yes, because I trust you, Finbar. Don't worry. You are a deep and trusted friend within
Yes.
my accursed heart, of which I cannot speak of.
I appreciate you too. And I will definitely be looking for things this way.
Mhm.
And I'll be right back
Mhm.
when I find them.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And Finbar goes,
Yeah, so
Scurrying away.
you guys split up. So Lod and Jean, you guys sort of come to the first building, which looks to be sort of a makeshift, like maybe a barracks or something, some sort of armory. You're not really sure. The door looks like it's been broken off its hinges, and inside you can see that it's fared quite well, as this building is built to withstand a bit of fighting. So the roof has held against all this snow, hasn't fallen in, and yeah, you look inside, and there are a couple of very frozen corpses.
are either of them wearing thick, heavy clothing?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Can I steal that thick, heavy clothing?
You can. You are going to have to pry this off a frozen body. So roll me a strength check.
Just straight strength, yeah.
Barbarian. Ooh. 18.
18.
An 18. Yeah, you so you're sort of like prying the arm, and then there's a snap, and now there's no resistance, and you're just like slide this frozen arm out of the sleeve, and now you can get it off, and you like take this huge winter coat with a huge pelt sort of around the neck, and yeah, that's
Much better. That feels great. Brilliant.
Oh, well done. Well done. Looks beautiful on you. As beautiful as a corpse coat can.
I think there's some skin in it. It's ripped off a little bit, but it's cool. It's cool.
May the gods protect you.
John, as sort of like you're waiting for Lord, you will realise that these guys appear to be wearing heavy winter clothing over some sort of guard's tabard. They have a sigil, both of them, and one of them bears a sigil of rank. It looks like he was a corporal, so nothing too fancy, but he is entirely dead. It looks like they did not die of the cold. It looks like they have both been stabbed repeatedly by probably quite a small blade. But the blood is frozen on the floor. It's a mess. There are no weapons here. There are no supplies here. It looks like the place was raided. Was bum rushed, really.
Raided, murdered.
Looks like a classic bum rush.
Classic case. These people have the classic case of the bum rush. Clearly. It was simple in and out. No questions about it. Judging by the door, it was forced entry. No resistance whatsoever.
The rush of the bum. Yes.
Quite, yes. So, yes, it looks like this place has been done over, and sort of as you're assessing this, you sort of look around, twirling your mustache, having your assessment, and Lord has festooned himself with glorious attire.
Corpse clothes.
All of the corpse clothing.
So safe to assume there's no trace of a blue dragon. Yes. Yeah.
Can I like investigate for clues as to what a bit more detail of what might have happened here?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me an investigation.
Thanks.
What?
Oh, whoops.
Oh.
Not 20. Holy damn. So John is there, and then suddenly next to him, Lord's just like, clearly, John, you miss even the most elementary of facts. And you also find a pipe in this inside here, and you find a strange hat that's going to keep your head warm, but it's this weird, strange hat, sort of like out with sort of flaps that fold up on the side as you smoke your pipe, and it appears the man you've relieved sort of has sewn. He works in an armory or a guardhouse. They all have similar clothing, so he's seen it fit to write his name, have his name stitched on the inside. And this man is named Baker, and it would appear. Gotta keep it a little bit. The man is named Baker, and he
Must have been a master baker.
You smoke your pipe and you assess the situation, and as you smoke, you realize that it looks like they were trying to hold this armory, this barracks. They were trying to hold the weapons and probably some food, although there's no trace of it here. But you do find that if you look carefully, you notice crumbs on this man's jacket. You notice a slight where he's re-hemmed something for some reason, and it's somehow relevant to something. And then you realize that this is probably the situation. They were here. They were holding all the food. They were trying to keep out the common folk. They were planning to make a dash for it when the common folk weren't looking, but they got surrounded. A riot broke out. Someone in the room spilt a drop of red wine in the corner, and suddenly the door was smashed in, and no one yelled surprise beforehand as the back door was smashed in, and all of them were murdered violently by a mad mob of menacing malcontents.
Dinosaurs. No.
I think Lod just found his mind palace somehow.
Yeah.
You have found your mind palace.
So in short, the poor people killed the people with the other poor people with the food.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and explain that all in like one syllable words, like poor folk killed, or God folk with food.
Oh.
They killed them with food. They beat them to death with frozen baguettes. It was brutal. You should meet Brian, who killed a man with a slice of lemon. As you discover this, you realise that there is actually, it appears to be, there's another exit. As you sort of see, the door is slightly ajar, and it's swinging gently in the breeze that's now welcome down here, which is odd because that side of the building should be encased in snow, but this is swinging as if there's nothing on the other side.
I kick it open.
You kick it open to find there is a tunnel on the other side with a glassy edge to it. It's almost cylindrical. The floor is sort of like partially exposed, but burnt. And it looks like, I mean, the heat in here has increased so much. It's made almost like it's frozen it to solid ice. It's melted back into place, and you have like a tube that leads off. Someone was here and made this.
This is a tube that is cylindrical and goes down.
Like a slide.
I'm gonna push John and jump in afterwards.
I love it.
Can I attempt to grab Lord as he pushes me? So we go down at the same time.
You go down at the same time. The man standing by the tunnel blows his whistle, yells at you, one at a time. How he became the only person to attend this place and manage this place. Sits there and cries. Yeah, we're gonna cut back to Finbar. So Finbar, you leading Mirren, your new best friend / best fan / maybe only fan ever. You walk into the first building and it's large. The windows are gone. They're big, high windows, quite narrow, but they've all sort of smashed. Snow has sort of started to pour in, but it's got big double doors. It's auspicious. It's grand. It's very Finbar. But you walk in. This
is very me.
You can see that there was quite clearly a large communion of people living here at one point. Lots of beds, lots of roll mats, that sort of thing laid out. And it seems as if they have gone through, it looks like a mass sleepover. There's loads of possessions that have been left here, a lot of fanciful stuff, some food that's either frozen solid or far, far gone, sort of growing mold.
Oh dear.
It looks like a huge hall where people were gathering to sleep, with an altar. You guys have just walked into a church.
Church? Okay. Haven't been in a church for a long time.
You
Well, let me play you in.
checks as the doors. Finbar's just like, oh, you're going to play me in. You both walk out, close the doors,
Yeah.
and Finbar throws the doors open.
Ah.
Spanish music plays, or is it water? I don't know what fits here.
Playing
Charles?
Spanish.
I think maybe the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin would probably work just fine. Yeah, exactly. You know it.
Come to the land of the ice and snow. It works. So yeah, you kick the door open and it's glorious. But
Probably not any poles in here.
You don't you don't hear or see anything because they've already heard you, and the figure steps out from it looks like the base of one of the towers that you've probably spotted from above, maybe the bell tower. She comes out from sort of like a doorway that seems to lead to the staircase and is now standing behind the altar. This figure is dressed in a wedding gown with a veil draped across their face.
Oh.
Finbar tries to think back to if he's ever married anyone.
Dun, dun,
So this girl sees me?
Yeah.
Okay. First
She's
things
looking
first.
at you through a veil.
Yeah, first things first, I say to Marin, I've been with many women. This may be one of them. Sometimes I forget.
Okay, let's just find out first.
Yeah, okay. Hey!
Play it cool. Play it cool.
We'll play it cool.
Right?
Yeah,
Play it
totally.
cool. Play it cool.
Hey! Oh, also don't mention that you're in a band. Might get jealous.
Oh, right. Okay.
Also, you're not in a band yet, but you know what I mean. Hey, Veilie lady.
She is sobbing, and she's clutching very.
Why does
They
this
look like
seem
flowers
so
that
familiar?
were wilting. They look like flowers that were wilting, but they're actually frozen. And they look like a bunch of roses, and she's sobbing and clutching them, and she places them down on the altar, and they make a clunking sound as they are.
Trying to remember if I jilted anyone. Might have
It's
been.
not in any of my albums.
Yeah, no, not mine, but I could have been very drunk.
Fair.
She waited for me. What was that, love?
I
mean-
waited for you.
Why?
Oh.
She very shakily pulls the veil back, and you see a face of fur.
Oh,
Like,
God.
literally the hairiest face, but you can see one giant yellow eye and one very small eye. And it's at this point when you realize that you're a lot closer to her than you thought. It looks like she's quite far away, but now you're doing a perception check and sort of like, actually, she's closer than I thought. Oh,
You need to reconsider some of your life choices, Finbar.
she's and then I'm sorry, she's not closer than you thought. She's further away than you thought. This room is longer than you realized initially, and that means that she's a lot bigger than you initially would have thought.
Because
And
she was far
steps
away.
Round the altar and begins to walk towards you, pulling off the veil entirely, discarding it. And she says, "You don't remember me, do you?
No, not
You
very
brought me
well.
a chariot.
Oh, fuck. Okay,
I waited for you."
I turned to Mirren.
Oh,
Short story is, we never had anything going on. She was a crazy undead lady, turned up in a chariot, was under the impression that we were dating.
I
Totally
am
never
with
happened.
child, Finbar.
Fucking hell, let's kill her.
I'm quitting this fucking band right now. Rage quit.
I'm like, it's not mine because we simply were never together.
Roll me initiative because she disagrees.
Oh!
Oh, God.
Don't you know?
I say, back me up when you're in the band.
All right.
Also, I love you. And I roll a 14 on my initiative.
And I start to cry because this is my chance. Oh, is it just lagging or?
Could be, I got Yeah, I don't see a roll through going through on my end.
Okay.
No. Might be taking a moment. So yeah, I've got an 11 and a 14.
Oh, yeah, no, it's taking this time.
Okay. Let me know when that rolls. I'm gonna. I will pencil in Finbar to react first, as she's gonna use her, not really surprise round, but she just starts running towards you.
Okay.
She's
Yeah, it's not coming through.
Yeah. Okay. When she's going towards me, I say to her, "Help me, and you're in a band. Also, I love you." And then I turn and I I get out my.
I love you, Finbar.
Good. I know. And I get out my rapier, and as she's going towards me, I will swipe at her. But I do have 2 nat ones.
Okay, so cool. Using that and sort of.
Bless you. Bless you again.
I'm allergic to all of Finbar's bullshit. So yeah, you whip out your rapier, and then you realize like you need a quip before you strike. So you sort of like you draw it, and then you're trying to think of a quip, and you're just like, I know. And then you turn back and you realize that she's holding your rapier by the blade, and you're now sort of holding. And she just takes it from you.
I didn't need that one anyway, because I've got another one.
And she's going
In
to
my
lean
pants.
down. She's going to lean down, and she's going to try and kiss you.
Uh-oh.
What is Finbar's,
Oh.
what is Finbar's armor class?
Finbar's AC is a 16.
Okay. She misses. Unfortunately for her. But yeah, she comes in, and Finbar, you watch as sort of like this furry mound of like face opens up, and beneath it are the most horrifically boil-covered, scarred lips you've ever seen. This kiss might encompass your entire face. She's a big,
Ugh.
and there's tongue action involved as well, and you just sort of almost fall backwards out of the way.
That's a horrific feeling.
I'm gonna freak out at this. I would like to take a swing if possible.
Yes, I'm not enjoying this.
Okay, give me a roll.
Get your hands off of my Finbar!
What are you swinging with?
I have a rapier.
Of course you do.
I've got the box. What are you expecting?
Yeah, I'm still not getting any rolls come up. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I should shut it down and start it again.
Could try. What's your modifier roll for it?
+4.
You rolled a 6. Never get a DM to roll for you. He's not on
Okay.
your side.
All right.
Yeah, you swing and a miss.
My tears blind me.
I mean, no, I mean, you studied Finbar. This is his style of fighting.
Okay.
Shit. So yeah, you swing heroically and just sort of swipe at her. You swing into her, and it bounces off her. And you realize that this is a stabbing weapon, not a slashing weapon. And, right. And taking it to Finbar. Finbar, that was an experience you just had. Her breath is. You probably want to make out with the
Potent.
dragon form first.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Working now.
Okay. She's got my rapier.
Mhm.
So I will use instead. I have a short sword which I will try and swipe at her with. At a 11 versus her armor class.
An 11 is not a hit, I'm afraid.
Damn it. Ow.
Yes.
Don't do that again, please.
Are you swinging at her with the other rapier? Right. She tosses your rapier behind her, and it vanishes into the room, which is worrying. But she's going to. She puts her hand sort of like on your shoulder. This big, meaty, furry, gnarled hand, and she just like streaming tears, like especially big tears out of the giant yellow eye, and she just says, "Don't try and hide our love anymore. and I'm going to use one of my nat 20s to kiss Finbar with this thing.
Oh, shit. No shit.
You've been wanting to do this for a while, haven't you?
I've wanted this my entire life.
This happened IRL, bro. 2015. Josh has kissed me before, yeah.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Yes.
There is video evidence on stream back in 2015.
Yeah, no one disputes this.
It was for charity, so you know. It's not gay if it's for charity, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you know, the charity might want to know that you're whoring yourself out for charity. I mean, I'm sure they.
I mean, they may have had some issues of that, but you know, fuck 'em.
You know, so
It was 2015.
It was
though.
2015, man. It was a totally different time.
statute for limitations and all that.
You're right.
But I'm gonna need a save from you. So
Back on Pornhub.
Indeed. I need you to save my details, and I need you to call me after this kiss. More importantly, I'm gonna need a wisdom saving throw from you. Actually, no, it's a charisma saving throw.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
dear.
Okay. My charisma is a +3, so I will do that. 10.
A 10. Oh dear. Would you like to guess if that's a pass or a fail?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's another big old slobber on the lips, slobber on the brain. She is deep throating my head. Oh,
Finbar lollipop head time.
So, someone make me that popping sound that I can't do, please. There we go. That is the noise in Bar's head. Oh god. Oh god. Oh dear god.
Oh,
You're gonna take some psychic damage from this, just from the experience. So you're gonna take 6 psychic damage, which is relatively, probably less than you really should be taking from that experience. But there's another thing.
and its testicles shrink just a little.
You are cursed with magical deformities.
Oh god.
Oh.
Poor Finbar.
Yeah. This is going to fuck you. Your face becomes.
I'm gonna fuck my face. My face has already been fucked.
Oh my god.
Your face sprouts boils and sort of gnarls. Your lips
Sort of
form
naans. It becomes naan bread.
No, I would never give you naan bread, Will. We
We know what happens there. Yeah.
You blow shit up. I won't even try and explain that to people.
I
But,
should have known today was going to be like this with Josh DMing. I'm serious.
Absolutely.
Like, I should have fucking known.
boils and sort of pustules begin to sprout across your face. Your skin feels like it's on fire. It sort of clutches at your throat. It's truly fucking terrifying. And one of your eyes grows ever so slightly larger than the others. You are cursed. This is not good, Finbar.
Damn it.
Best nat 20 I ever spent. Over lady, I'm gonna buy you a drink or something because literally this is the best thing. And I got 2 left. Yeah. So that happens, and she's deep throating my head. Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a clip.
So, oh god. Oh god. Right. It is now.
Throating my
It
head.
is now
Throating my
Mirren's
head.
turn. Mirren, that just happened.
Oh. That just happened. Mirren is extremely, extremely upset that she's trying to steal my boyfriend.
She is deep throating
And
my
so
head.
I think I'm gonna have to like slash at her head again
Brain.
and just try to prevent this from happening to my sweet little Finbar.
You got a stabbing weapon. You don't slash with it.
No, I'm gonna
Do you-
stab her with it.
Even though I'm ugly, do you still love me?
I love you, Finbar, more than
He
ever.
looks to you, and he looks genuinely upset. and sort of as like his face strains and he looks remorseful, like this huge pustule just bursts.
This bitch is going down. Okay, I gotta do this. Come on.
That happened in D&D. All of my years of playing with Will have led to this moment. Fuck you, Finn.
Oh.
A 15 is a hit.
Yay! Okay, so now, unfortunately, because it's not gonna have to have any damage. 8 + 2.
Indeed. So
And
yeah,
then-
you managed to sort of like, there's an outcry of angerish and anger as Mirren plunges her rapier into this thing's side, which looks nonplussed. She looks down. On a 6, you draw a hefty amount of blood. She's wearing a white wedding dress. It's a bit tattered and it's sort of stained and dirty, but you draw blood and it fucking stains.
Take that, you bitch!
Can I? You stained a wedding dress. I'm sorry. I can't be in the stream anymore.
Is that the worst thing you could think of in this stream? Seriously, man.
Yeah.
Now, I design dresses as a hobby. I'm sorry. I just can't.
He's just had his head blown by some crazy monster chick. And you're worried about a stain on a dress. Priorities.
So
Priorities.
Lord and John, you guys go sort of, the last thing you hear just as you launch yourself into this chute is Mirren screaming, like, "No! You bitch!" And it sort of echoes down the tunnel after you as you go down the best slip and slide ever. Like, come on. So like the royal way the whole way down.
Yeah, so on the way down, I'm just going to try and like arrange so that I land on John rather than any other way.
You
if
don't
it's
need to.
full.
You're landing on John.
Okay.
It's happening. It's happening. I command it to happen. And sure enough, John, sort of like you come to the end, and you're sort of like pull yourself up, and sort of like dust yourself off, and look around at a room, and there are 1 or 2 people in this room. They look like they were in the middle of building something. A blacksmithing merchant, sort of, you don't really know. They look like they might be peasants. You've never really seen peasants up close much. They could be these people. They all look grubby and seem to be working iron and steel. And you sort of appraise them, try and look in authority, and that's precisely when Lod takes you out like bowling pins, and you flip like 360 flip and land on your ass. Lod, you just cowabunga into the room like a badass.
Excellent. Okay, can I do like a front flip and draw my axe just in case there's going to be any sort of shit? I want to look these guys out and be like, no shit.
You look up, you sort of get up, you draw an axe, sort of flip to your feet and just look around. They look confused. They are carrying sort of light hammers. They're forge hammers. They're all armed, but none of them have drawn weapons. They just look fucking confused, as do most people who encounter people from this stream. They're confused, they don't understand, they don't get it. They've
What's
never
going
seen
on?
roleplay.
Canon.
We've heard
What the
stories.
fuck am I doing here?
We've heard
Please.
stories. One of them looks to you and just, where did you come from?
Above. In many regards. He says as he's laying on the ground.
I'm going to put the axe away and ask them what they're doing.
Building joists. What are you? Who
John.
are you?
John Smith
Is
and
he okay?
Lord.
And he's Lord.
I think
Yes,
he has a
I'm-
concussion. Is he okay? Does he need help?
I'm great. I'm perfect in many ways.
No. I'm sure you're fine. Okay, we just need to get you looked at by someone. Is there
Do you
anyone-
want to go on the pyres? I can arrange it.
I'm
You
fully
can light up like the skies when dragons attack.
I'm fully on these guys' side already.
Yeah,
I'm well up for getting Jahorn looked at. Like,
He needs
It's
help.
just like I mean, it must be his. Are you his carer? Are you looking after him? Is he? Yes. Pyres and dragons, fires and yeah. No, looking forward to it, mate.
Is there burnable objects in here?
Yeah. Yes. No. Absolutely. He says, the man who just came over to you from a forge. Just yeah. Look, what was your name? You. One who doesn't talk funny. Lod, right. Okay.
Lod.
Look, does he need like someone to look after him? Are you responsible for him?
Yes.
I'm taking no responsibility, but probably. Do you have any alcohol or bars, women?
I understand. You look like you've been through hell. We
I've
look
been talking with like, you know.
He's like, you're so strong.
We literally rid a dragon here and went down a slide.
right. Yes. No. Absolutely. Yeah.
Are you mocking my voice?
Dragging down a slide. I guess like is he trying to say that you drag on? You drag
No,
him?
a dragon. You know, a flying
Yes.
creature that burns down villages. You
Like a bird.
insignificant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. Right. And where is this dragon?
upstairs.
Upstairs. In a
In
house.
heaven.
No, in the courtyard, you imbecile.
In a court. Right. So there's a dragon upstairs in the courtyard. Okay. What kind of dragon?
It's red.
Oh, fantastic. You know colors. Okay. We're just going to.
Can I stab this fucker?
You can. He's not.
He just cares too much. That's his
I just like
problem.
grab his hair and it's just like, do you not today? I'm dealing with a Finbar today.
I've got to ask you a question.
Yeah,
Does a 13 hit you?
it does not.
Okay. He's
You
gonna
know
try
colours.
and basically he's gonna try and grapple you, to try and sort of restrain you as you have a sharp implement, and he's worried.
Take him down. Take him down.
He's not smart enough to play with knives.
He's just like, just
We hold scissors like this.
I need you to calm down. Okay, no one here is trying to hurt you. We
I am
want-
of the Smith royal family, and you
Of
treat.
course you are.
He brings out his actual emblem.
It's actual emblem.
Wow.
Did you make that
you
yourself?
Oh well.
Oh,
We are the trolls.
just give him a cookie. Just give him a cookie. And
He just
Just gonna go star.
Okay, John. Did you say your name was John?
Jahom.
Right. Okay. So Jay Horn. I'm just gonna. Can you count? Can you count to 5 for me?
1, 2, 3.
On
4,
3,
5.
someone knocks you the fuck out with a nat 20. And knocks you the fuck out.
No.
And like he grabs you and like lowers you to the floor gently, and he's just like he looks up to Lod and he's like, "I'm so sorry, but he had a night. I was worried about him.
I'm like, we're cool. We're cool.
Let's get you a drink."
No more pain.
That sounds great. Also, do you know Phineas?
He looks surprised. Oh, you're with Phineas.
Yes. Yes, I am.
I'm right. Okay. He didn't. Well, I'd love to say he told us you were coming, but he tells us loads of people are coming, and we never know what's true or false or whatever. So
Yeah, that's
he's actually in the main.
I do say a
in
lot
the
of
main
things are
chamber.
coming.
He's actually in the main chamber right now. Do you want, I can show you to him.
Classic me. I would be in the main chamber.
I'm gonna like just nod and go, okay, yeah, let's do this. Yeah.
Fantastic. Just for a year, and he opens some double doors. And
I'm
yeah,
gonna throw a hot dog down that hallway. He's over there.
you watch. He's taken up permanent residence. You watch as he sort of like they load John into like a blacksmith's cart for wheeling around sort of ore and stuff, and they wheel him with you.
Oh, little me, how I wonder, how I need.
And
The presents in the sky. Me is great.
they just put a bottle in your mouth. There's nothing on you, but they put a bottle in your mouth.
He missed his calling as a bard, I'm telling you.
Yeah. So, speaking of bards and calling, Death appears to be calling for Finbar, but not soon enough, as your face is tearing apart
Right.
in sort of horrific deformity. What
Ah.
do you do?
I'm gonna pull my face out and thunder wave this.
You
You
were not still in its mouth. It has pulled back.
Oh well, thank God. Too much teeth! Too much teeth! And I cast thunder wave,
That's always a problem.
which
So,
is a con saving throw.
yeah, Mirren, I'm gonna need a con saving throw.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
He's
Why
standing
that one in particular? You know. Why?
Sorry.
Just why? Just a second. Con save.
Finbar,
Okay.
stop.
Finbar, please.
Does a 22, by any chance, beat your con save?
22 does beat my thingy. Who's half damage on a miss?
Oh!
Oh, baby. There we go.
All the cons have now been saved.
There's half, I think, isn't it? On a
Yeah,
special.
yeah. There's a huge blast of energy goes out. You're going to take 6 damage, Mirren. But you
Right.
sort of have a hand on Finbar's shoulder, and all that happens is you are buffeted by glorious wind. As you hold on to him, you look deeply into his eyes. Finbar looks
Does
deeply
it
into yours.
blow my hair?
Yeah, it billows
It
your
doesn't
hair.
look. Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
glorious.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of ruined by the bleeding giant bride of Finbar that's there, whose fur is ruffled, who just sort of...
You're totally killing the moment.
Can you
Bitch.
fuck off?
Back off, bitch.
The exit just won't go away. Damn it.
And she snarls and just says, "Huh. You choose her."
I've moved on. You should too.
Maybe I will. And she turns to look at Mirren. Does an 18 hit your armor class, Mirren?
Absolutely does.
You are
Pretty hard.
being pissed.
I'm being. Oh my gosh.
I'm
Can I lean into it a little?
weirdly into this.
I'm gonna lean into it a little.
I kind of don't mind.
She's picked the wrong cat. You're gonna take 9 psychic damage being in there.
Oh, she hurt my feelings
She did that. I'm gonna need a charisma saving throw.
right in the feels. Okay, 1 second. 9 points of damage. Wow. And a charisma saving throw.
Indeed, a charisma
Okay.
saving throw.
All right.
Finbar has a speckled dating history. Holy
Holy
shit!
That's a
Wait, no.
20
It's just
Oh,
a 20, not 1d20. Oops.
Nice
That's
try.
Oh,
typed in 20
I
plus
rolled a
1.
20. Oh shit. Okay.
Nice
All right.
try.
Oh, that
D20.
would
Yeah, thanks.
so good.
Thanks. Yeah, it's not gonna happen now. You fucked it all for me. I have to point that out.
Sorry, I'm just.
You cursed me.
I'll take the brunt for that one. I'll take the brunt for that one.
Fuck you. Fuck you, John.
It's always John.
Fuck
Along.
you, John.
Yes, my darling.
There is tongue action this time.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
I'm okay with
It
this.
hurts
The-
so good.
the most nobbled of tongues, knobs, for your pleasure, sort of finds its way
Good
into your
old,
mouth,
good old noshing.
and you are literally sick in her mouth as she
Oh, not
and
into that,
as
not
she
into that.
pulls- as she
I wish I
pulls
could
back-
say this was the first time, but
as she pulls
God, I
back,
love you.
Mirren, your face is twisted beyond belief. There is just
wow.
there is nothing. It's just a train wreck.
Was it good for you?
Even the one that just kissed you looks a little repulsed. You now have one.
Me, baby.
You now have one giant yellow eye as well.
Oh.
Mm.
We match. Me and you, Finbar.
Oh,
Mm.
the matching tattoos we've got.
Yeah.
Does she now like blink with one eye at a time?
That's called winking. It's a
Doesn't
strange
work.
concept. It's a new thing. It's very new. All the hip kids are doing it.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Mm.
I'd say Google Anne Robinson, but I heard some fucked up stuff from her in the paper recently about how she stays young at 70 by just banging everyone. And I don't want to read about that.
That'll be me.
It gives us all hope for the future. Come on.
Really is an inspiration.
Apparently, it keeps her young.
I can
That and
age old
massive-
Yes.
with grace.
Hey.
Yeah, she
Excellent.
says it keeps her young. That and massive amounts of plastic surgery. So,
A
yeah.
little bit of cocaine.
I got something to look forward to then. That's great.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Exactly. So you guys now match rather grotesque.
Oh.
Mirren, it is your turn.
All right. Well, I'm not feeling particularly happy about this, but I think I'm going to have to use my action to cast cure wounds on Finbar because I will sacrifice myself for my love.
Yes, do that.
Cure wounds. I'm just gonna find it in the compendium here.
Finbar has a brief moment where he looks back at all of the women that have died because of him.
Oh shit, it's not gonna work.
Well, I flashed before my eyes. It was really
Somebody
boring.
tell me what to roll for cure wounds. D6.
Oh,
1d6 plus.
Someone looked that
Go
up.
wounds, let me see.
I
The
will-
compendium's not coming up for me in the.
It's a 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier.
There you go.
Okay.
I genuinely remember when Finbar was in Anasterian, and I remember you coming back to your apartment one time, your room, and went in to meet your future wife.
Yeah, and
she'd been turned inside out and was all over the room. And
Yeah.
you just went in and went, crap. And I just went back out and sat down at the bottom of my bar, just like,
Some
she's
things never
dead.
change.
Like, so yeah, oh damn.
There you
look
go,
at
my
that.
darling. I will
Um,
save you, my darling.
This does absolutely nothing to combat whatever this curse is,
Oh,
but it
I'm
does heal.
crushed.
It
I'm
does heal.
crushed.
So Finbar, you are healed by 10 points.
Thank you so much.
I will
Anything for you, my darling.
I will return the favor by vanishing probably and running. For I am Finbar.
Not before I get what I want, which is murdering this lady here,
Yes.
and then having it off with you. Ha ha! And then
So Finbar, it is your turn.
he's gonna he's gonna say that, and then stab with the short sword for a 23.
Holy crap, that hits. Oh yeah.
Wait, Finbar actually hit?
It's happened before.
He hit hard.
8 rather.
Okay. Yeah.
This is gonna take a while.
She sort of staggers back.
I'm a lover, not a fighter, honey.
Wounded, and she sort of like holds a hand, and you have stabbed her in the chest, and she sort of
Good.
holds her heart, and sort of like red runs through her fingers. She looks at you and she's, "You would try to break my heart again,"
Quick, play me out.
and she just, "No. You promised that you would come to this place. You would meet me here. And you will remain here with me." And she turns and punches a pillar. And she's
Oh
going to
my
nat
God.
20, and she takes out this entire pillar in one, and the roof begins to crack. And then she's going to start making her way towards the other pillar in the center. She's going to bring this place down on all of you. It
Quick,
is
my
Miriam's
love.
turn.
We must run.
I will run and I will grab a hold of Finbar with all of my might and heave him off the floor and run for the door.
You okay? You run for the door. Roll me an athletics check as you're dragging Finbar.
Okay. Athletics. Ooh. Wish me luck, kids.
All the luck is with you.
Thank you.
This is Johan's look though, so.
Finbar shimmies as she pulls him away.
Oh!
Holy shit. So Finbar is wrenched back, and suddenly you realise that Miriam is a lot stronger than she looks as she strides out with incredible speed. And
My love for you gives me strength.
God.
Good.
You know what? It's not enough. It's not enough. You die. I'm done. You give up. I can't do it anymore.
As she's doing it, she's playing the Spanish music, which rises to a crescendo as we leave.
Yeah. You manage to literally, by the skin of your teeth, make it out as the archway cracks, and what looks like it was a gargoyle, but it's seen a lot of time where it sort of falls down, barely misses Finbar, just literally a hair's breadth from your feet.
Thank God
as
for
you're being
teeth skin.
dragged out.
Yes. I don't know what we would have done
And,
without that tooth skin of that.
That's right.
And
And as she's holding me in her arms, like I'm the princess in this scenario, I look up at her and I say, "I bloody love you."
Today's been a long day. Let's get out of here. Where's that pole?
Take me out of here. Take me away, Mirren.
Play me out.
Play me out. And I am cradled like a babushka.
You see that the only other place around the dragon is still circling somewhere high above, trying to sniff out this blue dragon bitch who thinks she's prettier. You've really riled her up there. And as you sort of look around, you see the only other place that looks like it's been explored is the barracks, which the door is open. You can see straight through out the other side. It looks like there's a passageway.
The passageway! I exclaim.
I'll carry him along.
That must be to safety.
You get to a slip and slide.
I strip off.
And by you strip off. So
Then I look pointedly at Mirren. It's a slip and slide. There are rules about these things. We can't go in fully clothed.
Oh, all right then.
So, notably, this curse.
Don't worry, I brought a towel.
This
Never
curse,
come without your towel.
Always. Have you got your towel?
I put my swimming
Stick out your
shorts on.
thumb. Stick out your
Always.
thumb, you'll be fine. The dragon just comes like right above you.
Don't panic.
Nobody panic. So yeah, you guys strip off, and as you slide down this slip and slide, do you go together or do you abide by the rules, Finbar?
No, I say, sometimes, as the Spanish music comes in once again, sometimes my love for you means that I have to break all the rules. And I grab her in my arms and we slip and slide down together.
Cool. So with horribly mutilated faces.
Yeah, the two of us are the ugliest fucking
It's
couple.
the most romantic moment in my
Yeah.
D&D history.
You- literally cursed by a Fomorian slash Fomorian Yeti woman. You slip and slide your way down in each other's arms, wearing nothing but your pride.
Pastoral images of like pastoral Italy go past as we do though.
Oh, so
And sunsets. It's a montage.
Pro tip: always tell women you love them on the first day.
Yep.
I remember when me and Will were both educated in that lesson in real life. Wonderful. So you guys come down, and it's literally John. Sort of like you are vaguely sure in the distance, somewhere in this fog, what you think might be a dream. You hear Finbar screaming with delight, which is not a pleasant thing to hear in your mind. Like, you have those sleep paralysis where you're desperately trying to run from something. Finbar's voice getting louder, and you.
What is this fresh hell?
Lord, John is started to cry, but you can also hear Finbar as you are sort of walking along a corridor that looks to be excavated. This is like an excavated mine shaft or something. And they're walking along, and behind you, echoed in the tunnels, you can hear Finbar's voice. And you can probably also hear Mirren sort of slightly more high-pitched. Actually, that might be Finbar, the more high-pitched one, giggling like a girl. Maybe it's Mirren shouting out. You're not really sure, really.
Okay, I'll stop the guys who are walking with and be like, oh, I think is that not Finn behind us? Like, just get them to stop and wait for the party to group back up.
They come to a pause and they're just like, yeah, actually that does sound an awful lot like him. Really get out, for fuck's sake. Oh, right, we best wait for him. And they come to a stop, and one of them looks down at John, just sort of drooling, crying, little trickle of blood sort of running down his temple, just like, he's just like, how long's he been like this?
I've known him about a day.
But I guess it's a long-term thing.
Seems like a lifetime.
Sometimes it feels like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like you're still learning things about them, like it's only been a day. So amazing the work you do.
There was a talking sheep. He wanted to kill a gnome, I think.
You never considered writing down some of the stuff that it says?
There was a kobold named Jam.
Maybe people would actually quite like to watch it.
He put his head, he ripped it off and put other two kobolds' heads on and called them Jam.
I tell you, Lord, what you could do is you could set up like a theatre group. People could come along and meet him and just have some people react to stuff he says and have someone sort of bring it all together and weave a story from it. It'd just be
I want to go back to my
encounter John Smith.
Yeah. I'm gonna
The telethon.
Yeah.
It sounds like a wonderful idea. I'm sure it will get popular very quickly and make lots of money and be very successful.
Sounds like hold on. And one of the other guys comes over and just shaking his head, hands him a clipboard, and he's just fucking trademarks and copyrights. Okay, we can't do that. And then he looks directly out of the fourth wall and just cute. He goes back to waiting. As Finbar and
So yeah, do we arrive?
You come sliding into a room that looks like a workshop of some sort, a forge. It's underground. Looks like someone's basement, but the wall's been caved in, and people have started mining out of making a mine shaft.
Okay, what I do is, as the slip and slide comes to a stop, I jump up, I produce a towel from somewhere, I give her the most passionate kiss that anyone's ever seen with my melted face on hers, and then I dry her down with my towel.
Nice. Yeah.
There we go.
You come away, you're mixed. It's glorious. There's like
A lot of friction.
There's one long strand between two pimples that have popped.
He does the old like chamois leather. Yeah. Fantastic. And then I kind of throw away the towel and turn to the group and say, "Yes, it is I."
What in the fuck
Woof.
is that?
Do I recognize these guys? Like, How deformed are they?
Neither of them were wearing clothes. Their faces are hugely deformed. I mean, you've probably seen Finbar naked, but I don't know about that.
I'll play like the entrance of the Matador into the stadium.
Just so you know, like Finbar has a towel, you have your instrument, and everything else is still at the top of that slide where you took
shit! Finbar, we forgot our stuff.
Oh, yes, we forgot them. That's a shame. So I stay not looking at her in the eyes. Yes.
Yes,
We forgot.
What does this fever dream?
We forgot, didn't we? Okay. And so Finbar, Finbar is not. He is not ashamed. He has no shame. Yes, it is I, Finbar the Bard. I'm back. I'm a little bit misformed, malformed, disformed, disgusting. I'm a little bit messed up in the face, little region, but everything else is working 100%. Don't worry. We tested on the slip and slide on the way down, and everything is a-okay.
Can confirm.
Is this her?
Phineas, is that you?
Oh, right. No, I'm Finbar. I'm Phineas's cousin. Wink.
You wink
I
the
didn't-
largest gold eye.
I just say wink.
Your eye is so large that your eyelid cannot actually close over it, so you just sort of strain your face and have to say wink.
Really gonna work on my eye
It's one of
foreskin.
these. One of them right there.
Yeah, big old yuppie thumb.
Oh, it's glorious. Yeah, and he sort of looks at you and it's just like, I'm so sorry. And he looks to Lod and he just says, do you care for all of them? Is this an outing? You are the kindest. Like, I just bowled over with the amount of work you do. You work with a charity.
I'm gonna smile and nod, and I'm gonna pick a charity name out of my head. Yeah, we're the Orphan Kobold Society.
The orphan. What did you say? The
We're
orphan.
orphans.
The Orphan Kobold Society for
Orphan
lost,
Kobold.
disfigured monsters and insane people.
They're all orphans as well.
No, I kidnap orphans and use them as,
Oh,
Oh,
the
squires.
council's gonna owe you some overtime for this one, pal.
I've lost my clothes.
Where's Sir Timothy?
So did I.
um,
It all happened so fast.
so Lod, he
Completely
looked at you,
consensual.
a hand on the shoulder, and he just says, "Look," he hands you a couple of gold pieces. He hands you like 6 gold pieces, and no, I didn't say eye foreskin. Why-
No, I did.
Oh my God.
You said
Own it.
I couldn't
Own
close.
that.
I couldn't close my
Welcome to
eye.
Foreskin.
You said that like the skin of my eye didn't come down. I said I could have worked on my eye foreskin.
Oh,
I really just slipped it in there, but pretty
You guys are a
quick
terrible influence on poor innocent me, you know. You really are.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, you. There are times when having a vivid imagination as a dungeon master is not a benefit, and this is one of those.
it's awful. It's awful. Will,
It's a horrendous curse.
can we give
Josh.
like Will one so he can never speak? Like just
Yeah,
Finbar's tongue. Gone.
Yeah,
If only.
yeah, I wish. You guys.
My tongue has been gotten me into a lot of trouble.
Indeed. He nods. He
Wink.
nods fucking close.
Wink.
Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up.
But I'm an orphan. I'm a disfigured orphan. And I've lost
How
my
could you be so
clothes.
cruel?
And I don't know where I am.
Mummy.
The man hands Lod 4 gold pieces, and just says, "It's not much, but it's all I've got to donate. I'm afraid."
I thank him. So, is there anywhere we can leave these guys whilst we go and visit Phineas?
Yeah, we have some quarters. They're a bit.
Do
I don't
not leave.
know if they're exactly appropriate for them, but they're soft. and there's very little in there that they can hurt themselves with. So I think that would probably be the best.
Sturdy locks. Sturdy locks.
Oh yes, the locks are a lot of locks. Trust me. It's actually Phineas's private quarters. Shackles too, if you need them. I don't know if that's
Ooh.
And he sort of starts leading you guys, and he comes to this big door that's like just completely out of place. Clearly has been removed from somewhere above ground and placed down here. And he opens the door, and inside is basically a hooker's boudoir. Is a huge. Everything is satin, silk, pinks, purples, greens, blues, just all of the color. It's the most peacock-colored room, and there are just scatter cushions everywhere. There's like 4 beds, but they've all been pushed into the center of the room together. And he sort of shakes his head, and there is a pole set where all of the beds have been pushed together around it like a star. And he just says, "This is Phineas's private quarters. He's really gaudy. I do apologize, but I mean,
This is very me.
This feels like home.
Yeah, exactly. You're home. You can, this. I mean, we can't adopt you, but consider this like a home away from.
I want to go home.
We're in the home.
No.
I want to go back to my mansion. I've had enough of this shit. This is
I'm just gonna like push them in and maybe close the door and like take
no.
the card.
You're coming in, John.
Can I take the key? Can I lock it? I'd rather lock it just to make sure.
Well,
And then I'm gonna like
all
lock.
of the locks.
No, you do that, Lord. I will hunt you down and put your head on a spike if you lock this.
I'm gonna lock, unlock, like sort of, and give a show of going. Oh yeah, that's locked. That's locked. Like.
Okay. Yeah. He nods, just like, yeah, probably for the best. Right, we'll head off and see Phineas. And Lod, you are sort of shown to this private area where there's one final door. This door is has guards on the door who don't particularly look armed, but they look like they've managed to salvage a little bit from town. Basic armor. They are wearing guards' uniforms, but their tabards have been taken off. Neither of them bear any rank insignia. Both of them carry. One of them carries a halberd, which is quite unpractical down here, and the other guy has a pair of short swords. They nod to him, and he sort of stop him as you guys approach, and just say, "What's this? Who's this?"
So I sort of look to the guards. They're saying nothing. Okay, I am Lod. I am here to visit Phineas. I care for his cousin.
The guy you're traveling with just says, "Look, Phineas's cousin. He's troubled. If you know what I mean. He's got a condition. He's fuck ugly. Oh right. Oh right. Okay. And they go. They go and open the door, and inside is a large chamber, which is rippling with distortions, almost as if you're looking at it through warped glass. But it moves, it ripples, and he leads you inside and says that don't stray too close to the portals. They're fucking all over the place.
Okay. Yep. I will be wary of the portals.
He just says, wait just here, and he leads you. And this room itself is sort of roughly spherical shaped. It's not massive, but you can see that it almost looks like you're looking into a bubble that keeps rippling, and you're not seeing the other side of the room, which is sort of carved rock and being held up by joists and have people sort of mining in it. Maybe about 20 or so people in this room, around the circumference. You can see what looks like dusty scrolls and bookshelves and various other things through this bubble. And he he goes off in search of someone, leaving you unattended and relatively unmonitored. What do you do, Lob?
I cannot help myself. I ponder. I go and have a look at the books. I'm mainly looking for liquids. Let's be honest. Potions, brews, looking around.
So Lord, you step over to sort of try and see this, and feel a very strange pins and needles sort of tingling sensation as you were suddenly torn out of this reality and stuffed into an entirely different plane of existence.
Lovely. Lovely.
And you are now standing in between dusty old bookshelves in a library. Looking back, like if you look directly back the way you came, you can see out into a cavern that is sort of rippling through this scintillating film.
Can I like just push my hand into it?
The second you sort of like start to press your body into it, you are pulled through and reappear in the cavern. And there is now a man standing before you. He is devilishly handsome. He has sort of long flowing brown hair. He's wearing like a red sort of burgundy number, sort of pinstriped with gold detailing. He has a sickeningly handsome smile, carries a rapier on his hip with a short sword on his other hip. He's sort of languishing at a jaunty angle, leaning against the wall, smiling. And from his back there is an instrument, maybe a guitar of some sort, and he just smiles and says, "Ah, good to see you. You must be looking for me."
And I say, Phineas, I've come long and far. I found your cousin far to the east,
Right.
your poor, disfigured
Cousin, sure,
cousin.
indeed. Yeah, no, doesn't sound like anyone related to me. Everyone related to me is incredibly good looking, like myself.
Well, any chance of accidents? This guy looks and sounds a lot like you might have done if you were horribly disfigured.
But that's not possible. I mean, I am Phineas the Bard extraordinaire. Maybe you've heard of me. Who am I kidding? Of course you have. Where is he? Where's this individual?
We locked them in your chambers for safekeeping.
Okay, so there is some kind of grotesque being currently in my chambers. Well, not for the first time. So what do I need to pay you to go away?
Beer?
Is that it? You want beer? Somebody get this man.
Simple tastes.
Somebody get this man enough beer for him to drink enough that he dies. Immediately. And, they just sigh and just like, Phineas, we don't have any booze really left. We're running low on everything. We've been out here for weeks. Just fucking go talk to whoever your cousin is. It's like, yeah, it can't be my cousin. My cousin would be extremely good looking. Plus, I never knew my mother or extended family or anyone really. It's just me. I'm unique like that.
Also, let's a viewer decision, Josh.
And on that viewer decision, someone is going to try and persuade Phineas with something. Okay, so how does this poor man that is trying to persuade Phineas to go speak to Finbar manage to persuade Phineas? What do they bribe Phineas with to speak to Finbar?
Nice. Okay, what do they bribe Phineas with? Underneath that line there in chat. I can think of a few things.
First one.
First one's pretty convincing. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
Just call it here, no problem.
Yeah, I've been decisive victory.
We're going to cut back to the room where you guys have just been sort of put in and the door has been locked behind you. you are in the most lavish horse palace you possibly imagine.
Well, there's obviously some cure disease potions around here somewhere.
Let me out, Lord. I will kill you, and then I will have my father hunt what family you have left to murder them, and then burn down any village they have come across and anyone they had ever loved. You hear me? You hear me?
He's
No!
gone insane. Let's have a look around. I want to know what my cousin has, and I'm gonna just have a forage around.
Me too. I want to look for potions that will stop me from looking like this.
The first cupboard you open is literally filled to the brim with cure disease potions.
Oh, right.
with cure disease potions. You will notice there's a mini bar. There's one of those. There's a fancy sort of like a scroll, a map scroll. And if you sort of like take the map scroll and unfurl it, there's a mini bar inside, like a drinks cabinet inside. This is because Finbar doesn't understand the world is round and couldn't get a globe. So he's instead got a map that unfurls to have drinks inside. And you also find, God,
some of these things.
Indeed, I am.
They are creative. Is a word that could be used.
Inspired.
Inspired. Stuff only Phineas would really be interested in. Maybe Finbar as well. And yeah, he sort of he has some really interesting exotic items, equipment, should we call it? We'll call it equipment. Some things that give you certain pluses, certain bonuses, certain advantages.
I immediately go to work.
One of the things that would probably give you there's a couple of it says and it says like there's a cabinet and it's they're labeled mood enhancements, sort of pick-me-ups and various other potions, but the most potions there are cure disease potions.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take one of those and
Yeah, I gotta take one as well.
down it, and I'm gonna hand one to Finbar.
Fantastic. You both drink them and are roofied. As Phineas knows there's going to be one question that comes up. Yeah, no problem. Just drink this. It'll sort everything out. Roofies. Labels these potions.
Wow.
Is there alcohol in this room?
There is alcohol in this room.
Is there something enough to set a spark off?
Yeah, probably.
Great. I'm going to cover. The door is wood. I'm checking this.
The door is wood, but it's heavily reinforced. It's quite flamboyant. It's got gems.
Everything burns eventually.
That's right. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I will let you know that there is more fabric in this room than you could comprehend. There's like
beyond comprehension.
Down.
This is
the walls are stone. The only sort of wooden structure is the door, which is heavily reinforced.
I've got like
an intelligence check.
I want to say that like I find I find one of like his items, as it were, and I've got a matching one, and I'm just like, he's the one.
That's a mighty 12.
On a 12, you're pretty sure you could burn your way out of this.
Let's burn our way out of this, as the great Smith family saying goes.
Indeed. So, you guys sort of. God. So two of you are roofied, and John is pouring alcohol all over the door and begins to light a fire. How does a roofied Finbar and a roofied Mirren deal with the fact that someone has just started a fire right on the door?
Wow.
Whoa.
Can I pull down like a red satin or silk curtain and wrap it around myself like a toga and tie it behind my? Okay.
Yeah, it feels fantastic.
I'm gonna get one of those on.
The material is just the best. So comfortable.
Purge the door.
So, John, congratulations. You've set fire to the only way out of the room and everything around it. And there is an inferno coming your direction, pushing you further back into the room, or you're going to take a lot of damage.
Nice one, John.
Lord!
I love the fact that Lord made sure the door was actually open, but he didn't try and open the door. He just immediately set it on fire. It's the only way out of the room. For fuck's sake. Good guy pie, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. So, a fire begins to break out in the room, and you guys are gonna roll me some con saves, everyone. A con save, everyone.
Oh dear.
Well, me too.
No, you are not with idiots.
That's a 15. That's a 15.
10.
Okay.
Forgot to add the +1 to that. That's a 15.
21.
Mirren, you don't succumb to the smoke that is starting to become a real problem in the room as loads of exotic materials burn and just thick acrid smoke sort of kicks up in every direction. You are okay, but you are still roofied. Finbar, you are less okay.
I'm more than okay.
Finbar starts to suffocate. Finbar starts to asphyxiate in the room with you, probably in the bed with you.
It's okay, I'm kind of into this.
Good guy pie, you're starting to feel a bit lightheaded.
There's no water in here, is there?
No. Maybe check next time.
Maybe check next time, yeah. Throw more materials on it?
Wow, does this guy have an intelligence of 6?
No, he has an intelligence of 10 and a wisdom of 8.
John,
Okay.
you find a throw cushion, which you could probably start to beat the fire out with.
It won't work.
No, you set fire to the throw cushion, and now you have a burning cushion in your hand, which sort of John throws to one side, and it sets a bed on fire. The other problem is you've set Phineas's room on fire. If you take Finbar as an example, how many alcohol spillages do you reckon there's been over the years?
I don't think alcohol is the worst of the spillages in this room.
I don't think there's going to be anything left of this room in about 20 seconds time.
Can I hide behind the counter and just hope for and pray?
I'm like, let's just stay in bed. It's fine.
I'm just going to pray to my dad while hiding behind the counter. There's no counter. You thought there was a counter.
No.
You said there was a bar.
There is a bar.
A bar has a counter.
There's a mini bar.
But they normally have counters.
Okay, fucking
Mini
go behind. You're still going to die, good guy. You're gonna fucking die.
Get behind the counter, which
I'm
is
aware
aflame.
the entire room is on fire. I am going to die. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Dear sweet God, chat, please.
Can I look up from my stupor and just decide that door needs to be thunder waved?
Yes, you can.
Okay, because I don't think that. But is there a Constitution save for a door?
No. It can't pass.
Okay.
However, roll me damage, and everyone in the room give me a con save.
Okay.
Why does this keep happening?
Okay, if it's
16.
2d8. 2d8. I'm directing this at the door.
And about you're like, I'll aim at the door with something that just literally fires in every direction randomly.
Oh, you will hit the door.
Fucking bards.
There's one way to not miss the door.
Other way round, /R.
Oops. Yep, sorry, I did it wrong.
And I think you guys are okay. I'm presuming a 15 and a 16 pass.
Yep. On me it does.
Yeah, so you guys both take 5 thunder damage, but aren't thrown into flaming curtains and beds and other things. You
Out of the way. Okay,
you
say after I do it.
you hit the door just swings open because it's not fucking locked and has never been locked, so it just swings open.
Oh,
There is literally an inferno between you and it at the moment. You are very high.
Oh,
can
Yeah.
I
Very
pick up a
fucking
very
high.
high Finbar and use him as a human shield to run through the fire?
You could, but I hate you, so no.
Okay.
Not happening.
Fair.
Roll me. You can roll me a strength check. Finbar, would you like to contend this?
Sure, yeah.
I cannot wait to see this arm wrestling competition. I imagine you both have fantastic strength scores.
13. Somehow beats him.
You flay.
Get off me! And I fall onto Mirren. Ah.
Mirren, two men, one.
come to me, baby.
Yeah, both of you. You're just having a bit of a fight. Yeah, it's fire begins to engulf you. You're all starting to suffocate because there is literally no breathable air left, and you're all rolling around and breathing lots and exerting yourselves like idiots. And yeah,
Because we're high.
it looks like it's indeed. It might fucking good guy, isn't he? He's just good guy. So
It's
John's
John Smith.
But suddenly you hear from the doorway, "What the hell? I know you said she was hot, but this is something else entirely." Says
Everything's burning.
Phineas from the doorway, who has been persuaded by the guard, who turned around and went, "You know, they went in there with my cousin as well. She's pretty hot, and I think she. Oh, he's gone. Oh, fuck. Okay. As Phineas is already halfway to the room, hearing about a hot cousin of someone that he's forgotten the name of already, and yeah, he gets to the door.
Well, he
with
doesn't
you,
realise
and
that I'm the hot cousin.
everything is on fire.
We've had a little accident.
What the hell, guys?
with
What the
fire.
hell?
It's all burning.
I entirely expected this. Right. Phineas is doing absolutely nothing to rescue you guys. He's just pondering this and staring into the flames.
I'm gonna run out, hoping for the best. Hearing Lord.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to persuade the guards to help me rescue them.
The guards look at the blazing inferno, look at you. They just no.
I say, I say,
Orphans. Deformed orphans. They
Roll
can't
me,
survive.
I say, Lord, the slip and slide. The slip and slide, Lord, bring us the slip and slide.
roll me a deception check to persuade them that the orphans.
The orphans, man.
Somebody please think
Think of the orphans. Oh, disfigured orphans.
I was actually typing the chat.
Just falling over. Wow. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Lord, bring us slip and slide.
7. They're just like, look, they're orphans. It's not like anyone's gonna miss them.
Actually, can I second wind?
You can indeed. You pass wind very loudly. Is that
Can
what
I-
you're trying to achieve?
No, I'm trying to avoid second wind, please.
And the gas only fans the flames further.
You can give me an acrobatics, please, to try and get out of the room without burning.
Can I misty step out of here with Mirren?
Can you take a person with you when you?
I
misty step?
mean, not really, but
No, only Dimension Door can do that.
Okay, so basically you hold Mirren, and you're like, I'll save you,
Yeah.
and you materialize outside the room without Mirren.
see, what? Where's you? And I go, Phineas, you're fine,
Yeah.
Mirren.
Phineas looks at you and he's just like, by God.
I grab
Well,
where Mirren's boobs would be on Phineas, and then I fall
Phineas-
asleep on him.
Phineas is just like, there, you poor, disgusting creature. Somebody purge this from me now. And one of the guards sighs and just drags Finbar off.
Don't worry, Mirren, I'll bring the slip and slide. And I run towards the water, and I'm gonna pull a tree beard to release the dam, which I've imagined.
Finbar dreams. He dreams beautiful dreams about him.
Slow River!
Yeah.
That's
And they white water rapids naked
Yes.
down the river as it is released. Yeah, good guy. You managed to make it out of the room. Are you still gonna take damage? Because I mean, literally everything is on fire. But
Everything is burning.
yeah,
Everything is burning. Everything's just fucked when you're on this team.
you take 6 damage as you pass.
Still standing.
Mm. And you sort of come out into the corridor incredibly singed. I hate to say this, but Mirren, you're alone in a room that is entirely on fire.
I'm going to decide to use my incredible acrobatic skills to run.
Use
and
the
jump.
pole, Mirren. Use the pole.
I'm going
There
to
is
use
a
the
pole.
power of the pole. Is there a pole that I can use
There is
to
a pole,
vault?
literally.
Can I
Yes,
use it to
yes.
vault out the door?
Why not?
I will
Why
do
the
so.
fuck not?
Well, yeah.
I play Spanish guitar
I
and give a.
am Mirren.
I play Spanish guitar, and for the first time ever, Finbar gives bardic inspiration to someone else.
God.
Yay! Okay, so that's whatever.
Is this a new leaf in Finbar's book?
I don't understand.
And then I add 6 to this at the end, or a d6 at the end. Oh, you know
Oh.
what?
Holy, add the d6 anyway.
Add the d6 anyway. So there's a
The D6.
27, or so, or what? No, d6. Whatever. D6.
And I've played Finbar for about 2 years for a week, every week.
25.
He's never given
Yeah.
someone else bardic inspiration.
Never helped
This is a
anyone.
Only when
25
he's super
is
high.
my total.
On a 25, Finbar, there is burning flames, and you see her in the distance. She's there. She stands heroically on the bed, and she reaches behind her, and you watch as she pulls the pole free and lays it down, and she comes forth, and everyone else just watches as Mirren very sloppily, shakily, and sort of like, ugh, just pole vaults her way out. But Finbar, you watch
God.
in beauty. The flames seem to just make it hotter. Oh yeah, they would. It's amazing. And
It is.
maybe she's what's so hot about this.
She's
As
so
this-
hot, boom. She's
this-
so
this
hot, she's
beau-
like a curry.
This beautiful body and this fucking train wreck of a face.
She's
Pole
so.
dancing,
learned
moving
that in the-
pole dancing towards you in the most salacious fashion you've ever seen. It boggles the mind.
She's so hot,
And
she
she
makes me
hands
want to
it
tell
to you.
her that she's so sexy, but I don't want her to think that I'm sexist.
Oh yeah.
Bitch.
And she lands sort of like gracefully in front of you. Everyone else watches as she like actually hits someone else and knocks them over and comes staggering to a halt. But Finbar, she lands gracefully in your sort of drug-induced death. Also, it's worth noting, Mirren thinks she's fucking nailed this. She's 100% convinced this is the best thing that's ever happened.
I learned
So, yeah,
that in the
um,
circus.
And I say, you're in the band.
Yes.
Forever.
Can I look at Lord and be like, this may or may not be my fault?
They,
Shut up, John.
John,
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to use my last nat 20 as someone comes up behind you and slams something over your head.
Ooh, pretty birdies who...
No,
like-
no, no.
Oh, am I dead?
No, no.
Even worse.
Doesn't do any damage.
What?
Just goes over your head. You now have a jumper with really, really long sleeves with
Ties up in the back.
and the man just looks despairingly at Lord and he says, sharp implements is one thing, but arson, we have to draw the line somewhere now, I'm afraid.
Actually, this has happened before.
I'm sure it has.
No, I'm all about the jacket thing. Oh, I did burn a city down there.
Yeah, no, I it's the first thing you said that I believe. Phineas just holds Finbar and now sort of Mirren, like one in each arm, and they're both sort of like drooling on him, staring at each other, sort of like over his chest. He just says, right. This is horrific, and I never want this. No. Is there somewhere we can talk to them in private? And EA is going to take you guys to another room. And as you guys are dragged away, Finbar and Mirren drooling, sort of giggling, looking at each other, cooing noises.
Baby, you're the best.
You're the best too, baby.
Baby, you're fire.
You are just a fire. You're on fire. Oh God, you're on fire. I pat her down. There you go. It's fine.
John is carted. He's literally put back in the car, despite the fact he can walk. He's put back in the car in a straitjacket and sort of wheeled down the corridor. And this man who's been a guide, he looks to Lod, just says, "How much are they paying you for all this?"
Not
I'm
enough.
gonna look him in the eye and say, I don't do it for the money.
Oh.
And on that
And
bombshell,
the angels sing.
to end the show. As that's something I think we can take away from
Yeah.
this session. Just like Lod, we don't do this for the money.
Yeah.
Which begs the question: why the fuck?
For all the inappropriate comments.
Because
100%.
where
All
else
the
could I
inappropriate.
get someone to deep throat my head?
Indeed, this is true.
Mhm.
It's amazing you're not paying us really to facilitate
Such a
this.
service, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
wow.
Josh, since this is the first game I've been in with you DMing, let me tell you, I fucking love you, man.
I mean, that's great and all, but I don't want to share pustules with you or anything like that.
Oh,
Terribly sorry.
Yeah.
you might like it. You might like
This
it.
is true. I've never tried that. I've never been.
It's really a new experience. I'll show you sometime. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, yes, my friends, that's where we're going to wrap up tonight's episode of Tricks of the Trade, and we've got one last game to go. Oh my goodness. Time really has flown today, and we've got Le Haunt, episode 1 of Le Haunt, a new campaign set in the world of Curse of Strahd in a creepy haunted mansion. Really excited for this one. But let's go around the cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves, and where can we find one another online? Let's start with Good Guy Pie.
Oh, me. I am Good Guy Pie. I am Josh's best player. He just loves me whenever I'm in the game.
I remember I actually met Good Guy in person, and he came and he played an actual real life game with me, and he died. He genuinely
I
died.
remember.
That wasn't my fault though.
It was. I blame you entirely. You were
But
actually.
it wasn't.
In all fairness, Good Guy Pie was the last person to die, and it wasn't his fault. He walked around a corner and found everyone in the corridor. He was about 2 turns behind everyone, and he came down the corner and was like, "Hey guys, I'm here!" And everyone was dead, and he was facing like 60 ghouls and was like, "Fuck my life."
I survived 2 turns after that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But yes, I'm Good Guy Pie. You can find me on my Twitch channel at Good Guy Pie, working on my own system called Randall's Engine. Basically, it's a setting of Cold War, sort of steampunk with a interesting element that's been found, which is changing the face of the history of the world. And you can also find me Saturdays on Tool School's channel, playing in The Vice, which happens every Saturday and is vivid support from many people, and we have grown quite significantly, and that's thanks to this channel here for supporting us and all the other channels who have helped us. And not on this week, but next week, you will be able to catch me playing Look Goldheart and the amazing Tool School DM.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Can we get some love for Tool School in the chat real quick?
Yeah. Well, buddy.
Tool School is life.
Shalom.
Yes, I'm Shalom Salam. Just call me Shalom, good enough. I'm playing tonight on Thogler's channel, and I get to wear my Viking horns tonight that I made. So let me just model these for a quick second.
They are amazing.
I think I called this before the stream. Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I like to do nerdy knit things.
Sick.
So when your DM challenges you to something, you just fucking do it. So here I am. Anyway, tonight on the Thogler, Fridays I play on Ewok Fuzziness channel, and on Sundays I play with Evil Homer 10. So busy week of D&Ding, and I'm so grateful to have been here today. Thank you for having me. Here's my Twitter.
Fantastic.
And love you guys. Thank you so much for all the fun times to chat. You were awesome today. Except Earthen Lady, who needs to die.
God damn it, Urban. Fantastic. And Scrat.
Hi guys, I'm Scraticus. You can find me at twitch.tv/Scraticus. This is my first online D&D stream, and I've had a whale of a time.
You took on a lot of responsibility for your first time. I'm not gonna lie.
You know,
caring for 3 players, that's a hell of a challenge.
I tried to avoid it early. Like, I tried to get an early death, but 70 damage just wasn't enough. Like,
Yeah. What we all do.
Fantastic.
yeah, that's me. That's me.
Fantastic. And Josh, anything from yourself?
No, just had a great week. I'm not sure availability. I might not be around next Thursday or the next few Thursdays, as I am currently in the middle of moving. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But life is a bit hectic at the moment. But you can still catch me on a Monday for the wonderful Middle Earth campaign, DM by our very own Will, where it's all about logistics all the time. Doesn't matter what we're trying to do. Let me and Mike talk logistics for 2 hours, and let me also talk to you about dick. Amazing. And also,
Go on.
You can find me on the Long March, which is my campaign where the party have 1,000,001 things to do and no idea what they're doing. And one of the party members has been kidnapped, and I actually have a super juicy thing for that to play. Other than that, if you guys haven't checked out Turncloaks, what are you waiting for?
What
Are you waiting for Professor Strahd? Okay, that's actually a very good point. I understand entirely. But afterwards, what are you waiting for? Yeah, check out Turncloaks. If you want to find out more about me, Tour School, and various other wonderful people, yeah, it's all
Fantastic.
there. War is coming
Fantastic.
soon.
Yeah. And the Podcast of Annihilation was announced today by Wizards, so that's going to be pretty fucking cool.